like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
What is going on? What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Friday edition of Milan News. Only two words matter, and those two words are Forza, Forza, Forza Milan. Hopefully, everybody is having a great day wherever you are around the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night. Hopefully, you're having a nice red and black day. We got Laert in the house. What is up, Laert? How you doing, my friend?
Oh, good. Can you hear me, yeah?
I can hear you very well.
All great, all great.
Yeah,
Quite hot in London.
Is it now, yeah? You brought the heat back in London from your holiday.
Yeah, kind of. Let's say that. It's been quite a good summer in London this year, so...
Yeah. True, that's what I'm hearing. It's like tropical weather in up there in the Baltic, in the north. So did you switch off from the Milan stratosphere in these days that you were out? Or were you connected?
Yeah, connected. I was in all the games and looking at the team, how it's performing. So I was quite connected.
Nice, good. Excellent. Well, let me say hi to some people in chat. We got Max Carl says, Buenos dias. Max Carl, how you doing, sir? We got Emmanuel. AC Milan is going to destroy Udinese. That's what I want to hear, Emmanuel. Well done. Forza Milan smoking some of that sour kush in your honor. I'll take it. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Sounds better than my White Rhino Orlando. What? White Rhino. So Sour Kush is better than White Rhino? Okay. I'll take your word for it.
What is
Uh,
this thing, man?
what's that?
What is this stuff they're saying?
We're talking about La Maria Juana. Ndicka is not coming to Milan. Plettenberg has already clarified this. Who the hell is Plettenberg?
Yeah.
How has this news gone over your head? Well, we shall see. It is all to be seen. So, Kangu, chill out. DOA, ciao, come stai? Ahmed Hussein, Forza Milan, as always. So, Laert, since I haven't heard you, haven't seen you on a live in a while, haven't talked to you in a while, what do you make out of the Mercato so far? Where do you think the trajectory is going? Give me some of your thoughts about the current state of the AC Milan Calcio Mercato.
Well, we need another defender for sure. We need a defender that is the level of Tomori and Kier. And we don't know Kalulu, how he's to perform in his second season. And this is the first time that he's actually a starter. So let's see. So another defender. But so far, so good. Attacking wise, we're looking good. We create a lot of chances. So I'm quite excited for the season to start, to see how good this Milan can be.
Nice, nice. I have a question. Milan didn't play against big teams. Essentially, the biggest team we played against was Marseille, who is in pot four of the Champions League, by the way. We might play them again. What did you think about Milan not playing against big teams? Because it didn't really show us what they look like against big teams. Rather, it looked like they took the approach, let's play teams that are, okay. The team wins, they're all confident, they're going into the season with these wins from the friendlies, so it's positive reinforcement. But do you think they should have played against big teams? What do you think?
No, I don't think they should play against big teams. Unless it's a marketing strategy like these big teams do. They play against each other to make some money in the United States or around the world. But if I can pick the ideal situation for a preseason friendly, should be someone that is lower level than you, that is going to put a fight, cover the spaces. So you kind of you don't underestimate the team, and you play strong. If you play with big teams, you never know how good those teams are and what condition they are. And sometimes it happens that you play against kids, against their Primavera or some of their youth players, and that is pointless. It's better to play with a pro that is playing in Serie B than against a Primavera guy from Bayern Munich. I think.
So what do you think about Juventus, how they played against Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid? A lot of big games definitely put things in perspective for them. Is that a better preparation for them since they know what they need to work on?
I don't know, man. I guess I think they do it just for the money. It's not a strategy actually, because they need to play with big teams. They just do it for the money. Preseason doesn't really matter on that side. If you play a big team in preseason, it means nothing. So it's better to play small teams. They're already starting than actually big teams.
Gotcha. Okay, so you don't mind that we played against smaller teams. I think it was all right. So Kangu says, negotiations with AC Milan. So we're going to talk about Ndicka, Kangu. Kangu always a step behind. Kangu, remember, this is RossonARI TV, always 5 steps ahead, even of the most pronoun journalist. Don't forget that. But let me keep on saying hi. We got Muslim Hamali. What's up? How you doing, my friend? We got Il Milanista Doc, puro sangue milanista Carlo Moretti. Ciao, come stai, signore? Hola, Christian, another Milanista Doc. SG, we said hi to SG earlier. We got Ricky M. Hola, how you doing, Ricky M? Ciao a tutti. All right, so Let's get straight into the press conference. Did you see the press conference today?
Yep, that was
You did.
pretty good. Yeah.
What, anything you picked up that you want to discuss?
Things that we talk a lot in this channel, like that Milan doesn't have a starting 11, that actually everyone is part of the starting 11. It doesn't matter who's playing. The most important thing that the way they approach the game and how much they understand our system and our game plan. So it's all about that. It's not like oh, we have a starting 11 and some players on the bench. They come in and close the game. That's not the case for AC Milan. We literally have good. If you think of our starting 11, apart from Theo Hernandez, Mike Magnan, and Tomori, everyone can start. There is no real starter. There's no real, everyone can have a chance and start in a big game and help us to win it. So you're on mute or you lost it.
Sorry. Sometimes I forget to put it back on. Roy and Light, the best duo since Maldini and Nesta. There you go. Thank you, Christian. So let's. We're not going to go through all of it. Obviously, it's a lot, but we are going to go to some of the more interesting questions. For example, this one here. Right here. How are the forward group, the attackers? The newcomers, Divock, Charles, and Yassine, give me good sensations. They have good characteristics. We have completed the attacking department. So, big words there. We are going to be talking about the attack. They are all available for tomorrow except Sandro, who has this fatigue but is recovering in a positive way. Origi seems a complete striker to me. He knows how to give us depth and knows how to communicate with his teammates. He will give us satisfaction. He is very intelligent, like Ali and Ndicka. We will have to give him time to get used to, but I'm very happy with what they are showing. So, Laird, you are a big fan of Origi. You think he's going to score lots of goals. Tell us why you think he's going to score lots of goals.
By the way, it says in the interview that Origi's gonna score 20 goals as well.
He said
So
it too? He said it?
yeah,
Where?
no, I'm just kidding.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm really excited with Origi. Is a great signing for free. Finally, we have a striker that is 26 years old and not 36, and that is different. That's gonna give us different options, and it's gonna allow Rebic to play more often on the left side. And yeah, I'm really excited. And Origi can play on the left side as well when we don't have Leao. So can't wait. I can wait to see Origi play. I hope he's gonna play a few minutes this weekend, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be playing this weekend. There is a possibility of seeing him. He was in training. If you guys are members of the AC Milan channel, what are you waiting for? Do that, because they put up some really good training videos. And the one they put up yesterday, 18 minutes of pure training at the San Siro. So the team is starting to get used to the San Siro field. Pioli, did a training session there, so they get accustomed to the home stadium once again. And it looks really good. The whole team looked really good. Aha, guys, we got a super chat. Is that Kratos? It is Kratos. Kratos is back from his conquests, back from his Mediterranean conquest. Thank you for the super chat, Nathan. Really appreciate it.
Watch out, Nathan. I'm back, so be careful.
Yes. This one is for you, Nathan, because I know you're a big fan. This one is for you. Thank you. All right. Okay. So there you go. What is up, Shah? How you doing, sir? Hope everything is great for you. Keep up the good work, guys. Love it. I'll watch your video after work and wish you all a nice day. Hey, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for being a subscriber, and we will cover as much as possible so to give you all the information you need for Milan today. All right. So let's move on here. Have you seen anyone during now this one here? I want to really look at. Have you seen anyone during the preseason who convinced you more? Because he always does this, right? Pioli always talks about the players in the preseason. Well, at least he did last season, and those players that he talked about ended up being very important players for the team. So look who he says here. If we want to name names, surely Messias, Rebic, and Benacer. Messias, public enemy number one, right, Lart? Because
Yeah.
nobody wants to go ahead in the season with Messias. They want a better right back. Rebic, hopefully. I mean, we know how good Rebic is that he gets injured and then he's out for months. And Benacer. Benacer, a player that is being linked to every team right now. Hopefully we can renew him and he'll have a great season. He says they were the most consistent. I saw the desire to work and compete in all of them to show that they can be chosen by the coach. Football is evolving quickly. Now friendlies also count. And above all, the first league match. Udinese is a difficult, organized, physical team. They're the only team that last year, together with Juventus, we were unable to beat. This is why we prepared well. Okay, so what do you think about Messias in general? Since he's a hot topic right now because people want Ziyech, people want other players, but you have been on Messias' side for most of this time. So what do you think?
I've been on the right wing side for a long time. I always defend the boys that play in that side. I think we are really good in that side. We don't need the reinforcement, or at least the reinforcement that people think players like they cost 10, 15, 20 millions. I don't think that these players are better than Messias or Salamaker, so it's better to keep them. I really think Messias is going to have an incredible season. I saw the season before that he has a lot of quality. He's really cold in front of the goal. So I'm really excited for him as well. I think he's going to score a lot of goals and create a lot of chances. And the first season, he had some injuries in the beginning, and he was not completely relaxed and calm because he was on loan. Now that he has a permanent deal, I think he's going to perform way better than the year before. And yeah, I think he's an incredible player. I really believe Messias is going to win the Champions League one day. Maybe, hopefully, in 2-3 years, he's going to win it.
Yeah. Messias, I like him too. I'm happy with Messias. Obviously, if someone else comes, I'll be happy with that as well. But what I really like about Messias, and I've said this a million times, is just like, he's got a very good head over his shoulders. He's very professional. He comes from a very different background from all the other players, so he doesn't take anything for granted. He's not a problem to the locker room. He works his ass off. And in this preseason, all fairness to the guy, he's probably been the MVP of the preseason, whatever that means. Probably doesn't mean much because those games don't give you points. But if Messias can keep on being the Messias that we saw in the preseason, meaning scoring goals, getting assists, creating danger, then he can become a very valuable player to this team. And what I'm saying is, at least up until January, Messias is good enough. And then if January we see that we need to make changes, fine, then let's make those changes. But up until January, Messias, Salamakers for that right wing, also knowing that we have De Kettler, we have Adli, we have Diaz, we have Rebic, we have Leao, we have Giroud, we have Origi. But we have a lot of offensive solutions. And Theo Hernandez is pretty much a forward solution too. Up until then, I think we're good. Then let's see what happens. But there's still words about Ziyech. We'll talk about Ziyech today. There's still words about Ziyech. All right, so let's move on. This is a good question because this is a good question a lot of people have been talking about. By the way, we are going to be doing some predictions today as well. Have you read the predictions for the season that do not have Milan as Scudetto favorites? Pioli says, we never worried about that. What is said about the club. We want to be competitive. We will have many competitions to try to win. We'll have to prove it starting from tomorrow. So I've heard him answer this question other times, and he pretty much says that a lot of the times, or in the past, they use that as fuel, right? The players were being underestimated, and the players used that as fuel to show them, hey, look, we're not these useless young players that you think we are. We have a spirit of champions. Do you think the same thing can happen this year? Because this is what it's looking like. The bookmakers have put Milan third. A lot of people in Italy put Milan fourth, fifth, whatever. How do you think this is going to be for Milan? What reaction do you think they're going to get?
That's uh, that's good. Being the underdog is good. Having someone that doesn't recognize your value helps you to stay focused, sharp, and fight more and be ready for the next season. Don't underestimate nothing. So it's a good thing. These guys are young, so it's better to have a public opinion that doesn't believe in them, that thinks that they were lucky, instead of having someone that praise them and tells them how good they are. Because I feel like being young and having everyone praising you, you're gonna be a bit uh, out of focus and not concentrated for the season. So I think it's a good thing for our young squad to have this situation.
That's a good point. It kind of goes to your head, and then you kind of lose focus. You kind of lose focus of the objectives. It all becomes about you. Yeah, that's definitely a very good point. Shah says he wouldn't swap Messias for Ziyech in 100 years. Junior has that wild man spirit. Fungboy asks, do you think if we're still working on Kessie replacement and a backup center back before the transfer window close? I think so. Yes, according to the reports that have been coming out, and according to even what Pioli has said, not just in this press conference, but in the interview of the Gazzetta dello Sport, yes, in theory, yes. Whether or not they come, we will see, but yeah. Messias kind of like our Jamie Vardy, older Brazilian version. Messias is calm in front of goal, but he does not impose himself in games like Leao. He's not creative enough. I've said this many times. Yeah, Leao definitely a much more, let's say, decisive player. I don't understand why these Tonali Arsenal rumors are still ongoing. F and Robbie from AFTV talked about it just this morning. Yeah, listen, let them talk about Tonali. Tonali, if there's one player that we know is not going anywhere, it's Tonali. All the other players maybe, but Tonali's not going anywhere. You live in England, so you've probably been hearing these rumors. What do you make out of them, Lart?
Bullshit, man. To get some clicks, to get some followers, or whatever their main objective is just bullshit. Tonali has a 5-year deal. Actually, now it's 4 years because one is gone, and his salary is low. He's a AC Milan fan. I don't see any reason why he should go from a winning project to a unstable project like Arsenal. I don't see any reason, and the amount of money is not even a money that will even change Milan opinion, because people think we are poor, but we're not poor. We are a team that is solid financially, so we are going to accept offers that are incredible offers, never something like 47, 40, 50 million for Tonali. Tonali is a player that if he leaves Milan for Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, clubs like this, and for 100 million at least. So I don't think he's moving anywhere. And do you think if Tonali is willing to leave Milan, Real Madrid is not going to make a move, and it's going to let Arsenal take Tonali for 47 million? I think it's just bullshit. I don't understand how people don't see it. How big is it? Such a bullshit.
Yeah, this one kind of came out of left field. I definitely don't take this particular rumor too seriously, and it also says about like Arsenal and a lot of the English, let's say, media fans know about AC Milan. They probably think Tonali is just this kid that, whatever. But no, Tonali is like a real Milanista. Tonali isn't going anywhere. Tonali sacrificed part of his salary to play for Milan. Tonali could have gone to Inter, he could have gone to Juve, he could have gone to any of these teams, but he convinced the president, Cellino, to sacrifice on the transfer fee. Cellino was nice enough to do that for the player, and he even sacrificed his own wages to come to Milan. Arsenal fans aren't aware of this. They don't know that Tonali is like a potential bandiera, a potential player that what we're probably going to take that number away from the selection once he retires. They don't know this about Tonali, so whatever. It is what it is. That's why
Is
I
it
don't. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's the same. The rumor that happened about Tomori to Man United at the beginning of the summer. There was an idiot on Twitter that was writing like he was an expert and he knew that it's gonna happen. And I was laughing at that tweet because I was saying why Tomori should leave AC Milan, which is a winning project, is a solid project, and go to Man United where no one knows what the fuck is gonna happen, and play Europa League instead of Champions League. It's just I don't understand, man. Sometimes they bring up these rumors. They're not even possible rumors. That's the thing I don't understand. But whatever.
It is what it is. All right, guys, let's move on from that. Let's go. We're a lot of chats incoming, so let's get to some of these chats. Good questions. Hey, guys, could you please recommend me a streaming service to watch the game tomorrow? Well, guys, it's going to be on our Discord. So join the Discord, and Anwar is going to be streaming the game on the Discord. So join the Discord, and you can watch it over there. Okay, we already spoken about Messias. We can move on from Messias. Don't you guys watch Bayern? Having some Gnabry on both sides makes defending against them a nightmare. Yeah, but Bayern in as far as I'm concerned, as far as Bayern in Germany doesn't need to worry about much, so they can have all attacking players. That league, at least look at how we destroyed Cologne. Cologne is like Lazio. Who came seventh in our league this year? Fiorentina. So Cologne is Fiorentina. It's Fiorentina, it's Atalanta, Sassuolo, Lazio. Like we destroyed that team. I don't know. I have my doubts about the Bundesliga now after seeing the preseasons. Anyway, this is a question that they asked. I'm sure this one here is perfect for Layert. Will Brahim Diaz start tomorrow? If Brahim were to play, it would be because I think he's better than the others in this match. He has more pace than the other two at the moment. Charles has had a preparation so-so for all the reasons we know. In that position, they must show me that they can be the starters in every training session. But all three can also play in other positions. So he's referring to Ali and Charles De Kettler because these are the Ibrahim, De Kettler, and Ali are the three players that are maybe more suited for the attacking midfield in the team. So obviously, even I speculated Brahim Diaz was going to be starting. This is a player that you, again, Laird, you talk about positively a lot. What do you make out of this?
He's gonna start. He's gonna be the starter of that game. That does not mean that he's gonna start every game during the season, and that is clear. Pioli doesn't judge the player the way we judge the player. He doesn't see just the game; he sees the training and he sees the opposition. So he thinks maybe he needs some physicality, so he puts the Kettler. He needs a guy that is quicker on his feet and has some dribbling, and he puts Brahim Diaz. So I think all of them are going to play a lot of games and going to be important for us to win the title again. I always say we're going to win the title easier than the year before, and that's the reason, because we have more options in each position and we have different options, not just one type of player. And we have options in the minute 60. We can put players in the minute 75, or even in the last 5 minutes, we can put a player that can score a goal. So I'm really optimistic. Brahim Diaz is an incredible player. I'm pretty sure Milan is going to buy the player from Real Madrid. I'm 99% sure.
Nice. We got Antonio in the house. What's up, Antonio? How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Excellent. Matteo, oggi fate vedere la partita? No, non la facciamo vedere su YouTube, però la potrai vedere sul nostro Discord. Il Discord è RossonARI TV, guys. Go to Discord, look for RossonARI TV, and you can find our channel. Sign up. Okay, so we're talking about the press conference, Antonio, and we're kind of going through the press conference. We're not going through all the questions, but some of them, the more interesting ones. Let's see. Can Ali and De Kettler play together? All talented, willing, and intelligent players can play together. Yeah. So, how do you think Ali and Ndicka are going to? Are they going to come from the bench? Where are they going to play? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, so based on what I've been seeing in the training videos on YouTube, like which by the way, on AC Milan's YouTube channel with the membership, like which are actually really nice because they had a San Siro one yesterday and it was like almost 20 minutes long, so it was really fun. But I've been seeing Adli play like sort of like a left winger sometimes. So I think he can play on the wing. De Ketteler is usually central, but I think yesterday he was doing some individual training, if I read that correctly. But Origi played as well. But anyways, so I think Adli can play pretty much anywhere in the midfield area, and De Ketteler can also potentially play on the right. So I think they can play together. It's just depending on how Pioli, who he chooses to play where. But right now it looks like he wants Adli to potentially also play on the wing as sort of kind of a super sub like Krunic maybe. So we'll see. I don't know if Adli can play in the pivot as well, but hopefully he can slot in there if we need him to.
I hope he does. I hope he can play. I hope he does slide him in the pivot because, to me, at least from the outside, it looks like he can, and I think he would do it very nicely. But I guess maybe Pioli has tried and he didn't like it, or I don't know what's going through Pioli's head. We will find out, but hopefully he can also do that. A quick question here by Max Call, guys. Who do you think hurts us the most in performances and lost points while being out with injury last season? Are you talking about which players when they're out? Can you be a little bit? Can you rephrase that question, or do you mean which teams hurt us the most?
I think it's the players that we missed during the season.
Last year, I mean, it had to be, well, Magnan, of course, because when Magnan was out, we conceded almost 10 goals in 3 games, something like that. Magnan had to be one. I think that it wasn't really one player aside from Magnan. It was more the collection of players, having a lot of players out that hurt us, I would say. What do you guys think?
Yeah, for me, it's like not having chances to change the game. So, for example, against Porto, we didn't have Rafael Leao to come in. Or against Liverpool, the second game, Leao was not available as well to come in and change the game. During the derby, um, Theo Hernandez I think, was not available, so we had to play Balotelli. So Brahim Diaz, after during COVID, he didn't play, I think, 6 games, so that was a big miss. Um, this type of not having we don't really depend on one player, but not having chances to put these players and change the game is a big loss for us.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Child Space says, "Hey Roy, I was just watching the previous game between Milan and Udinese. Tonali was dictating the match. Don't you think missing him kind of makes us a bit weaker?" Um, yes, yeah. Missing Tonali is going to be tough. I wonder if Benacer was in that game because Benacer is the one that likes to dictate the tempo and the midfield. Antonio, what do you think? Do you think Tonali is going to be a big miss for tomorrow?
I mean, Tonali is always going to be a miss, like you said, because he's pretty much our best pivot player. Um, like you said, though, Benacer should be able to make up for a lot of that, work in the midfield, and will get the ball, help with distribution. I hope that the other pivot player, probably Krunic, will be able to, most importantly, shield the back four because if they try to counter us, we're going to need someone to run back and help out the defense, especially when we're pushed up the field. Maybe Krunic can drop like a little bit behind and help out, and kind of receive the ball and then play it forward. But I hope that without Tonali, we can still dominate the midfield. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue because our midfield, I think, is better. But so that's not really the problem of this game, in my opinion. But I think it's still going to be a miss for sure.
Yeah, look, I did the analysis of the previous two games, and Milan in both of those two games had 63, 64% of the ball. So it's probably going to be the same. Like, Milan is going to have most of the ball. We're going to get caught on the counterattacks. That's where we have to be careful. But what's going to be the big difference is, are we going to are we going to be able to penetrate that defense? Are we going to be able to create chances, carve chances? Are we going to be able to high press them, disorganize their defense, and hit them hard? Can we do these? These are the things that I want to know whether we can do them or not. As far as the possession aspect, Tonali or no Tonali, I think we're still going to dominate the midfield and keep most of the ball. So yeah. Quick thing here. SG says Delofeo, Becao, and Udoge were all supposed to be sold by now, but it looks like they will be playing versus Milan. This worries me. On the other hand, this is their manager's debut in Serie A. Well, as far as I know, Udoge is sold to Tottenham, but he's kind of staying with Udinese. Same thing we did with Ali. I think Delofeo. I think all three of these players is the same thing. I might be wrong, but all three of these players, they are sold, but they're just staying one more season with
Hey Roy,
Udinese.
where was Delufeo sold?
I think I remember reading that he got sold, but I maybe I don't know if you can check that, Antonio, if you want. But I think that is the situation. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Nice background, Antonio. That's right. Look at that. Che bellezza. Mamma mia. Quante coppe. Quante coppe delle grandi orecchie. Quante coppie delle grandi orecchie.
Hey
By the
Roy.
way, guys. Yeah.
Oh, I just want to say, I think Delufeo right now looks like he most likely will be sold, but he hasn't been sold yet. So it
Okay,
looks
okay.
like he
Sorry.
is gonna play.
Okay, got you. Um, Ciao, ciao, signore. So, guys, before we move on, there's some really three hot questions here from for Pioli. We're going to analyze. What are you waiting for? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We have to get to 8K. Road to 8K. So, if you have not yet, do the smashing of the liking and subscribe, and of course, hit that notification bell. You think Pobega is going to be on Kessie level? Yes. Yes, I think so. I'm going to flat out say yes. What do you guys think? Lart?
It doesn't need to be on Kessie's level. Tonali needs to be on Kessie's level. Benacer needs to get better. Pobega, Adli, they're the players that come from the bench. Krunic, so Pobega needs to be the level of Krunic or better than Krunic, or needs to be better than Tonali's first season at Milan. And we know that Tonali's first season at Milan was not incredible. So that's the thing. The KC replacement is Tonali. Tonali is a different player from the first season he had, and he's a better player than KC. So he's gonna be the KC replacement. Benacer is gonna play more games, and he's gonna play double pivot with Tonali. So Pobega, Adli, they need to be better than Krunic, because Krunic is good enough to come in and play that position, or actually even play as a starter, and he's gonna play as a starter against Udinese in that position. So I don't see any issue. I don't think we're going to buy any player in that position unless there is an occasion, like a last minute occasion, like Pioli was saying during the interview.
Yeah, as far as we do know, though, Bakayoko might be leaving. If Bakayoko is leaving, I do think they are going to get a player there. So we'll see what happens with that. We will see what happens with that. Okay, I just want to move on, and then we'll go back to chat. Talk a little bit about Pierre Kalulu. Pierre Kalulu will look to continue after a great season. So this is what Pioli said about Kalulu. I expect a confirmation of the performances he made. He was one of the players who grew the most. He was always been a hard worker. He has always worked with humility. I have no worries about his attitude and performances. He is a guy with his head on his shoulder. The things he did, he deserves with hard work, and he knows he has to continue like this. If we manage to defend so well, we owe it to the attacking players too. Guys, what do you think Kalulu's season is going to be look like? Do you think he's going to have the same season, or do you think there's going to be a better season, or do you think maybe he already peaked? Did this player already peak? That's a good question. Antonio, you go first, and then Larry, you let me know.
Yeah, I don't think you can say he peaked because he's still like 22, I think. So he's really he's still young. I mean, he's not like a little kid. He's not like 17 years old, but he's kind of entering his mid 20s, but he's still in his early 20s. So that's a good age. I don't think he's gonna grow. Let's say like he's gonna explode. Like I think that last season he kind of just exploded in terms of like his development because 2 seasons ago he was still kind of shaky at times. He wasn't as good at anticipating players. Like he wasn't always thinking about like his position, but this year he was just on point in terms of like his awareness. Should I go and intercept? Should I press this defender? And he's just always anticipating the ball, and he's doing really well. Maybe this year he improves on his aerial ability, his positional awareness in terms of like corner kicks, things like that to help out, and he could always be more of an aerial threat, maybe on corners too. But I think he can still improve in some parts of his game. I don't think he's gonna maybe explode out of nowhere because now we're expecting him, and it's not gonna be like a huge surprise if he does well. But yes, he's gonna keep improving for sure.
All right. What about you, Larry? What do you think about Kalulu? What do you expect him from this season?
I think he's going to improve more on the concentration level. So because he's gonna play a lot now, he needs to be more concentrated and needs to be focused every 3 days, which is not easy for a young player to perform every 3 days at the same level. So he's going to learn that. He's going to have more pressure. So I think his improvement this season is going to be on the mental side because in terms of physicality, technique, and things like that, he's an incredible player. I think on the mental side, he's going to be a different beast. And we're going to have a great player in 12 months.
All right. Okay. Is the left wing of Milan the strongest in the world? What a question. I don't know, but that we are the highest level, yes. Rebic and Balotore can be too. In certain types of games, we have to expect opponents who will not leave up these plays. That Teo and Rafa are top level, absolutely true. This is a good question. I want to ask chat too. Guys, let me know in chat. Does Milan have potentially the best left wing on the planet? Doesn't have to be today, but it can be potential. Okay, in my opinion, yes. My opinion, Theo Hernandez and Leao, as far as up and coming youngsters, these are two of the best. When you're two of the best, that means you're amongst the best. That means you're the best. So yeah, potentially we do have the best left wing in the world. But of course, you can't be the best unless you be the best in Europe. So until that happens, I will just say for now, potentially yes. What about you guys? Antonio.
Really tough question because potentially sure, like if we actually win right now though, I don't think you can. I think so. I also judge players based on, I guess, individual. Like, I don't, in my opinion, you don't have to win the UCL to be a great player. But so I will say that, like, if you put Mbappe on the left wing for PSG and you have Nuno Mendes, who's like becoming one of the better left backs in the world, that left wing, for example, is very good as well. So and also Real Madrid. So it's tough to kind of choose between some of these teams.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can say that
Yeah,
right
so
now.
potentially in a few years maybe. What about you, Laird?
Theo Hernandez is there. I think he's the best. And I don't think anyone is better than him in that position at the moment. Because maybe you can find someone that is better than him at defending, but he's not going to be good at attacking the way he does. So I think he's the best. Leao has a lot to learn. I think Leao is good because he has an insane physicality, has an insane pace, good technique, but his game needs to evolve now because he's getting a bit too predictable. I saw it even in the friendly. He likes to dribble, he likes to do the fancy things. And even with a lower team, he's not able to be, how can I say it, dangerous. When he starts to make the right movement and to play with the team, he becomes really dangerous. So I think he needs to evolve his game and play more for the team and be more effective when he does things.
All right, okay. So yeah, it's all to be seen in the next upcoming years whether or not these two guys can be the best left wingers on the planet. Again, potentially yes. Guys, we have 55 viewers right now, only 27 likes. All you gotta do is click that like button, and that's it. It doesn't cost anything. Click that like
Or
button.
or you can leave and watch an Interista channel or Juventus channel. If you're not liking it, go and watch Juventus or Inter.
Right. Come on, guys. It's easy. It's easy. Tomorrow, we need a team to beat Udinese, and you guys, the AC Milan community, we are a team. Together, we will click the like, and we will beat the algorithm, guys. This channel can only grow with you. Uncle Sam needs you. All right, let's do last question here. Last question, and then we'll move on to our Serie A predictions. Are more signings needed? The team is complete. Then the market can offer you solutions that you hadn't even thought of until today. The managers are always on the spot. The club is always available. If there will be the possibility, we will intervene. Very interesting question and very interesting answer because a few days ago he had a different answer. We had the same team, and like literally a week ago, he said we need. I think he said two more players or something like that. Basically, the center back and the midfield. Yes, I think the team is not complete. I think he's saying it is complete because tomorrow we have a game, and the messaging to the players has to be, yes, I have full confidence in all the players I have. So the coach is being a coach right now. That's what coaches are supposed to do. It's not his place before a game to talk about the market. It's his place to make sure that the players know that they have the coach's confidence. But we all know for a fact that we still need to get another defender in order to complete the numbers as last year. And if Bakayoko leaves, which looks like he might, then we'll need another midfielder to complete the numbers. So the reality is no, the team is not complete. But is it good enough, maybe, right now? I think yes. What do you guys think about his answer and the question? Larry, you go first.
I think the team is complete. We need just a defender. We really need to add a defender because I think Gabbia is leaving. They want Gabbia to go on loan and play football, play a lot of games. So they need a defender. But for the midfield, let's see. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. You said Bakayoko is leaving. Maybe they're gonna put a youngster in there to see with a loan with option to buy. I don't think it's gonna come any exciting name that actually can start and challenge Tonali and Benacer. So all the players that are coming, they are not proper players that actually can challenge the starters.
A lot of the names that are being linked are all youngsters, potential up and coming players. Basically, the players that could have come and challenged, Benacer and Tonali are all gone. Sanchez was one, he's gone. This Fernandez kid that is doing crazy good in Benfica, that one is gone. Then all the other ones are just out of our price range. So it is what it is. Antonio, is the team complete? What do you think?
I think that we need a defender and a midfielder still because I want a pivot midfielder to come in, and even Pioli said this: someone that knows that position and can defend really well and can maybe grow in that position. And then also we need a left-footed defender, maybe just to help out with the left back role. So getting Diallo would be good too. So I think like at least two more positions.
Okay, so I guess and I think he knows that as well. He's just saying that because, of course, he doesn't. Tomorrow there's a big game, and whatever it is, it is. All right. So speaking about defenders, so let's do this. There was a very interesting article that came out. Vitiello spoke about it, about Ndicka. And our friend Kangu was 3 steps behind earlier when he was talking about Ndicka. Remember, this is RossonARI TV here. We're always 7 steps ahead of the news and 7 steps ahead of everything. But there's some very interesting news that came out regarding Ndicka and his potential transfer. to AC Milan. So basically, let's look at it. Tutto Sport, or Tutto Juve, how some people call it, say Bild reported last week that there was a video call between Paolo Maldini and Ndicka. So let's start putting the puzzle together, during which a potential move to Italy was discussed. Then Christopher Michael of Sport 1 was asked about the possibility of the Frenchman ending up at Milan on Twitter, and he replied with the following: "It's getting hotter. The chances that he will move to Milan are not small." So that means that it is very possible. According to a report from Tutto Sport via Milan News this morning, Ndicka is now expected to stay at Eintracht Frankfurt for the 22-23 season, and then he will leave the Bundesliga on a free transfer at the end of next season when his contract expires. Whether Milan might be interested in picking him up on a free is not mentioned in the article, but given the need to get a new centre back before the current window shuts, is now very likely that they will turn to an alternative target. That alternative target looks like it is Diallo from what we've been reading, but guess what, guys? I think, my speculation, Milan wants to get this player for free. Milan wants. Paolo Maldini has already spoken to him. They've talked. I think once we get to January, Milan is going to do that 6-month agreement. Maybe, I'm hoping, maybe I'm dreaming, Maldini has convinced Ndicka, yo, don't go anywhere, stay there, then you'll come to Milan and we'll give you a nice big fat paycheck, and you can play for us. I think this might happen. My speculation, guys. Take it as you will. What do you guys think? Antonio, then Larry.
Yeah. Hey Roy, can you just check the private chat 1 second while I speak? But yeah. So about Ndicka, Ndicka, like I think it's a good prediction. I think it's possible. We definitely are interested in him, and he's a very useful defender to have. So either we maybe get him in January. The problem is if we get him in January, we're going to be competing with other clubs that can offer him higher wages, probably.
I didn't say we're getting in January, though, yeah?
Oh, you said the end of the Mercato.
I said that in January they can put together that 6-month pre-contract, remember?
Yeah. Okay. No, I know, because in January he's still a Frankfurt player, so you can't like just take him off then. But I mean, like, get his signature, right? So you could, but then it's going to be difficult because other clubs are going to be competing. But at the end of the Mercato, even this summer, maybe that's why we're sort of waiting for the last two signings to come in, because we're seeing who we can get. Maybe we can try to negotiate them down a little bit, because this is the last chance they can sell him, basically. So we could even try going from this Mercato, even though it's not very confirmed or anything. It's kind of just speculation. So that could be a possibility. That would be amazing if that happened, and we get him for like 15, 10 million.
Yeah, Larry, do you know this player? Are you, because I think we started talking about this player while you were on your holiday. Looking for biatches in the beaches of Albania and Italy. Do you know much about this player? What do you know, and what do you think about this situation?
We were talking about him before I left. I went on holiday, so
Okay.
I think he's a good player. We should go for him. The price tag is just 15 million. I don't believe the price tag is 15 million. I think they hope that an English club comes in and offer 5 million more or 10 million more. So that's the whole point here. I don't know. I don't think, if it doesn't happen this summer, I don't think we're gonna get him for free next summer. I think there is a lot more interesting clubs that can convince him to make a move and pay him more than what we do. So I don't know. Let's see.
So you don't believe that Paolo Maldini might have convinced him to stay put, don't accept any offers, we got you, we think you're going to be important for AC Milan, kind of like how they did with Decathlon, how they did with a lot of players. Do you think that could be a possibility?
Yeah, but I don't know. We need the defender now. We don't need it in a year time.
Yeah, right.
Time.
Yeah, for the defender now, I think my opinion is going to be Diallo. That's the player that is going to come in.
But why you want to take a player that you're not going to commit in 12 months? What is the whole point of doing that? And why the player is going to perform if he knows that you already have different plans. Agents talk a lot, so why he's going to perform.
Well,
So
if you look at the
I don't know.
situation, Milan right now has no cash, right? Diallo could come on a free, on a loan. Milan is even asking for a dry loan for Diallo. Diallo is making more money than any of our players, by the way. Diallo, being a bench player at PSG, is making more money than any of our players. But PSG is in a situation where they need to offload him. He's excess. So maybe what Milan can do is come to an agreement about Diallo, where Diallo is going to come. They're going to park Diallo at Milan, and they're going to pay part of the salary, maybe half of the salary, and then with an option to buy or something like that. So that is what I think is going to happen this summer. As far as Ndicka goes, maybe it's going to happen this summer, but I'm thinking more about, since they're saying he's going to stay, if he's going to stay till the end of his contract, I'm just saying there's a possibility, there's a window right there that Milan could exploit. Maybe we will see. Only time will tell. Only time will
I
tell.
think I don't think it's gonna happen. Diallo is so high that we cannot even do an option to buy, because if we buy the player is gonna ask for at least the same amount of money, and we cannot give him the same amount of
Yeah,
money.
I don't think Diallo's going to become an AC Milan player. I think he might be on loan. That's it. Yeah, I think
Hey,
he's too much. Yeah.
okay, guys, there's breaking news, which is like pretty much but like we knew this was gonna happen, so it's nothing crazy. And also another piece of news that I wanted to talk about. But for the breaking news, I guess from VTLO just now, Tomori is expected at Casa Milan to sign his contract this evening. So the evening before the game. So right now in Italy, it's like 6:30 in the evening, or late afternoon. So maybe in the next few hours, Tomori will become like officialized with his extension.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah. So Tomori from 2 million, he's going to go up to 3 million and plus bonus. 3 million.5, I think, plus bonuses. So good. This is the one of the best players of the team. Definitely in the top five. Renewing him is positive. Very good. You guys happy about this or no?
Oh yeah,
Oh, 100%. Best
really? Yeah.
defender. Also, I wanted to ask you guys this question. And then also, I think I may have to temporarily step out so I can address this sort of weird issue I'm having, but with my computer. But I will say, this piece of news came up yesterday. It's all speculation because it's not really like official, or like the talks haven't started or anything. But because PSG are interested in Marcus Rashford from Man United, but value him at like over £100 million, which is kind of crazy. Um, but PSG is willing to pay £60 million. But because that's probably not going to happen because of United's high transfer requests, they're looking at Leao to come, as another piece to their attack, and they're willing to pay maybe up to 70 million plus Diallo or something like that. So that's what I've been reading. Are you guys concerned about this at all? Especially if Leao doesn't renew his
I
contract.
do have an article that I was going to bring up, so I might as well bring it up right now. Yes, PSG among top European teams, I am Milan star. It does say that Milan is strong on its stance on the 150 million. Look, I'm going to be clear, okay? I'm not going to beat around the bush when it comes to this. If Milan can't renew him, for some reason they can't renew him, then yes, it's better to sell him for 150 million than lose him on a free. But it has to be 150 million. It has to be that. If Grealish is 120 million, Grealish is just as good as Zaccagni in Italy, so worth at least 150 million. With 150 million, if a team refine or reinvest that in good players, then you have a lot of money to get really good players. But the price has to be right. What do you think, Lard?
I don't think Leao is moving now. 2 weeks at the end of the transfer window. No chance Milan is gonna make that. Not even for 100 million. We're not selling anyone right now that is a key player for our squad. So there is no move like Leao now. Maybe next summer, he can move. But not now. It's gone. That train is gone. And Leao is not stupid. He doesn't want to start a new adventure 6 months before the World Cup, not knowing if he can play, understand the system. His position in the national team is not solid. Is not confirmed. So he needs to fight for that until the last game. And for him, it's better to stay at Milan, play every game, know the system, perform well, and showcase his quality. It's easier for him than actually go on an adventure like PSG. So I'm pretty confident that no one is moving. Not even Benacer is going anywhere.
I have a feeling that they're not moving either, to be honest with you. But I'm just saying, 150 million, sure. Lucas says, so the ownership, by the way, Lucas is in chat. The Heartbreak Kid, Lucas, HBK. So the ownership changes has nothing to do with the contract renewals of Benacer and Leao. There you guys have been making excuses for the management. No, I do think that when Cardinale, Big Daddy G, comes into the picture, then we'll see. Obviously, things are going to change. The communication between the ownership and the club is going to change. The communication between, Jerry, you're going to hear a lot more of Jerry, right? Not Elliot is kind of in the background, but Jerry, I don't think Jerry will be in the background. So I think that I have a feeling that with the change of ownership, yes, these renewals will happen. I think so, yeah. The salary cap is going higher, by the way. It is going higher. I mean, we're paying our players more right now, right? So everything is increasing. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Unless you have anything else to say about the situation, Lyart. You want to tell us
Nah,
about
man.
you want to tell us about
I don't deal with Lucas, man. Lucas was complaining about Messias. Now it's something else. So he moves always the complaining to something else. So
Incredible. Well, in that case, let's go to Ziyech. So check this out, guys. Milan ruled themselves out of the race to sign Chelsea winger. It was reported by the Evening Standard last night that Ziyech is not happy with his situation at Chelsea. We knew that, and he has made it clear all summer that he would like to join Milan. But, according to TMW, the RossonARI are in fact out of a race of Ziyech. The winger has been extensively linked in recent weeks and was a target, but now he's no longer among the possible options. The report adds that the hypothesis... so one of the reasons why that is, it doesn't say in this article, but I did read the other articles, is because he is upset at how long it's taken Milan to get this operation done. He wants to move forward. He does not have the CDK patience, essentially. But I would take this article with a grain of salt also, because the market changes from day to day. Tomorrow he might be available, the next day he might not. So if he comes or not, to me it's not a big difference, because I said I'm happy with Messias and Salamakers at least up until January. If he does come, then maybe someone is going out. But if he does come, hopefully he can be the player that we all knew in Ajax. Larry, you live in England. What have you been hearing about all of this?
I just came in England, so I haven't heard anything. I will say that we're not going for Ziyech, man, because Ziyech wants, what I heard, 5 million a year. And I think it's stupid to pay 5 million a year Ziyech and not get the renewal of Leao done. It's just stupid to add another 5 million on your salary sheet and don't give that to Leao or to Benacer, to players that are for sure good at performing with the team. So I think this is all the press makes all these things happen, and we all think that our management is dumb and slow and doesn't know what to do with that. Ziyech was a plan B, clearly. If the Kettler doesn't happen, we go for Ziyech. And Ziyech knew that, Chelsea knew that, and they were waiting for us to sort the Kettler thing. The moment that the Kettler was done, I don't think we're even trying with Ziyech. And I want to just add that Red John was wrong again. He said we're going to get Ziyech. We're not getting him.
Red John. When are you going to start doing your open lives again, Laird?
Let's see. Maybe this Sunday.
Yeah, what about
Uh,
Sunday for the Serie A? Well, the Serie
yeah,
A has been played.
I think something like that. Or Sunday or Monday to recap of the weekend, Serie A weekend, to talk about the Serie A because there's a lot to talk. Yeah.
Look at what Lucas said. He said, "Good point, Laird." Do you, is he your friend now?
No, it's not. It's not my
There you go.
friend.
Guys, are the cops going after you guys? Like, what's that?
We're going after Laird.
After me, man. Don't worry, they don't know where I live. It's a secret.
Subdahib Gosh says, to be pragmatic, we're not strong enough to defend the Scudetto with the current squad. If we don't get Ndicka now, we won't get him thereafter. Gironana is a must. Ziyech on loan is a gold dust. I don't agree. But to each their own opinion, of course. I think Milan is competitive. Very competitive. But, of course, all these players that come, better. It will be even more competitive. But I'll just be honest with you. You can disagree with me or not. I think if Calcio Mercato ends right now, the team that we have up until January is more than enough. More than enough. More than enough. Prometheus says, Ziyech, Messias is our Ziyech. Deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the last one, and then we're going to go to the Serie A predictions. The last segment is about Decathlon, actually, because I thought it was quite interesting, this whole little story about Decathlon. And we'll kind of go through it. I thought it was a interesting read. I want to know what you guys think. Decathlon representatives Tom Demul and Yama Sharifi. By the way, if you guys watch the Ibrahimovic movie, you can see Tom Demul in Ajax as a football player. You can see him. You can see his shirt at least. So this guy used to play with Ibrahimovic in Ajax. Revealed some of the intricacies of the saga in an interview with HLN recently, revealing how many clubs wanted their client and why things became so difficult. Now, Bruges co-owner and director Victor Mannert has given an interview with La Gazzetta dello Sport, during which he talked through the stages of the deal that saw Decathlon move to Milan this summer, with his comments relayed by Pianeta Milan. And so basically he says, on the negotiation from Club Brugge's point of view, a normal negotiation, but a very long one. To all of us, it seems like a soap opera. I sold Lois Openda in 72 hours. For Decathlon, the days were never enough. On being afraid that everything could blow up, never. There was a lot of stress, but Milan came to Bruges to meet us, and you don't do it if you're not really interested. Yeah, true. And you guys can just interrupt me whenever you want if there's something you want to say. On how Paolo Maldini and Ricky Massara were at the negotiation table, I had known Massara from the days of Roma. Maldini was a discovery. They were professional in a context of great respect. Probably in the delicate moment, they put more pressure on the agents, threatening to blow up the deal. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Playing hardball, huh? On Decathlon's move. For me, he's a very strong player. He can become a top player in a top team. There you go. On what he has to do to become a top player, he has to put on a few pounds of muscle. That is the main challenge. He has an advantage, a great ability to adapt quickly. If a coach explains something to him, he immediately brings it onto the pitch. And last one, on the pressure of the San Siro, Charles knows what to expect, and in the games with more pressure, he has always done well. At his debut in the Champions League against PSG, he seemed to have been there for 2 years. So interesting words here regarding this saga. And then there's one more article that I want to go through, and that's where I want to hear you guys' opinions, is this one here, right here. Okay. After undergoing medicals, let's get straight. Decathlon representative Tom Demul and Yama Sharif have decided to lift the lid on the intricacies of the soap opera in the interview, revealing how many clubs wanted their client and how things became so difficult. West Ham, Newcastle, Arsenal have all followed Charles, but they never pushed through. Even Barcelona has followed him for a long time, but didn't think that was the right step. This is what he says to me is very interesting. Financially, Leeds would have been the best option option for Club Bruges, for Charles, for us. But Charles wanted to wait a little longer. When Charles felt that Milan were 100% serious, things started to turn. At one point, De Keller said, I absolutely want to go to Milan. Then you're left with a club that has too high expectations because they receive a high offer. I told De Keller, if you want to go to Milan, I'm behind you. But I also added, get ready for some rough weeks. After the meeting in Belgium, the clubs no longer want to talk to each other. They went to Lugano. Two superpowers confronted each other, and it became a real battle. The outside world cannot understand how difficult it has been to resolve this situation. So a few things come to mind, and I want to know what you guys think. First of all, is it strange that for a player that only costs 35 million, that Milan has to go through all these crazy negotiations? Where is the positivity out of all of this? Can you guys
Yeah.
tell me?
Yeah, I will start, but I will say this. I will say that when you were telling me it was a done deal just because they went to meet them in Lugano, that's why I was concerned, because if it was a done deal, it would have been announced. But see, it almost broke down at that moment because of the agents. They were able to piece it together. So I was right to be concerned. But anyways, uh, I'm positive because, well, first of all, this is all because we have a limit, right? I'm sure that uh Gazidis and also the ownership under, still Elliot, because we have our limits, they must have instructed the management to stop at a certain sort of, threshold, I think, of 35 million for one player to spend. And the thing is, because we had to keep increasing our offer over and over again, we had to probably go and discuss and get approval from the ownership to do so, right? So it was a long process because of that. It's definitely not the management's fault. They weren't able to increase it a lot right away. They had to take little steps to really try to be flexible with their limited budget. So I don't mind the negotiation, but the fact that it almost broke down, when it gets to that point, it is very concerning. In terms of like optimism, I mean, I think under Redbird, if I'm being honest, it'll be better. So maybe in the future, it'll be different. But right now, I mean, this summer's Mercato, a lot of optimism is kind of faded. So hopefully, with Redbird, optimism will return. But right now, our transfer limitations are pretty crazy. So we'll see.
Interesting. What about you, Laird? What do you make out of all this crazy saga? What do you make out of it?
Uh, I don't know, because it doesn't go on details. It says that there was a moment that the what it says, basically the negotiation breakdown, and after they came back. So not having the details and
But
not
but
knowing.
but to be more specific, like the fact that just for a 35 million player, when you have these clubs spending 70, 60, 40, such a long time, almost like the majority of the culture mercato so far has been all for that one player. What does that say? What does that tell you, Larry? Is that positive for you? Is it negative? Like, what do you make out of it?
Uh, I'm not sure if they're saying the truth. That's my opinion. I think they wanted more money from Milan, and Milan didn't want to keep them. Simple as that.
Roy, hey
Uh,
guys. Also, just I'm sorry. After that comment you made, Roy, it just also emphasizes the fact that we just simply cannot compete with other clubs in Europe financially, because those clubs, like you said, they spend money easily on players that are like 60 million plus whatever, and the fact that it's difficult for us to even bid 35 for one player says that we're not, compared to the other league winners, the other clubs that are higher up in the UCL, we are definitely at a disadvantage.
yeah, but I'm not sure about the fact about the money. I'm not sure, like, we cannot offer more because we don't have money. I think we don't offer more because we really think that's the right amount to offer. We are more stubborn than actual poor. That's my opinion. Uh,
I would partially agree with that. I agree with the part that you said that we are not poor, because that's true. We are not. We have the money, we have revenues, we should be investing more. But it's not because I think we think that that is the price. I mean, yes, we think it's a fair price, but we could easily be increasing this, and we could have gone maybe to 37 million just a little bit more to close it sooner. The reason why we're not doing this is because of the ownership. They're not willing to spend more. Probably it's Elliot right now. I think if we had a different ownership, that kind of makes a huge difference. So
I don't know. I think these clubs, they talk, they get some agreements, and the moment, I think it's more like me and Roy, we get an agreement, and I'm happy. I go to sleep because I got an agreement. I wake up the morning after, and Roy calls me. You know what? That agreement doesn't matter anymore. I want $50 more, and I get upset, and I'm saying, fuck it. I have $50, but I'm not giving it to you because we agreed on that. So it's more like being stubborn and trying to impose your power and to kind of set a precedent to all the clubs and say, you're not messing around with me. If I tell you that I'm not paying you more than that, it's that, and that's it. And after that, Milan probably started to talk with the agent and tell the agent, listen, talk with the club. We're not gonna pay more than that, so make sure they accept that. So it's not just about the money; it's just about agreements. And I really believe the Botman deal didn't happen because Milan agreed with them with a certain price with Lille, and Lille saw the opportunity of Newcastle coming with more money, and they just say, no, we're not selling anymore for that money. And Milan say, fuck it, we are stubborn. That's the money. If you don't want, the player is gonna go and play for Newcastle. So I think in that period, Botman and his agent was trying to convince Lille to accept our offer, and Lille was like, no, fuck you, I'm not accepting that offer. You better go to Newcastle. And Botman was forced to go to Newcastle at the end and make that move. So that's how Milan is behaving at the moment, in my opinion. It's not, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. With De Ketelaere it worked, with Sanchez or maybe with Botman didn't work, and probably with a lot of other deals didn't work. The Berardi deal, we behaved the same way, like Di Marzio say. We offered 25 million to Sassuolo. We told Sassuolo this is the money. We're not offering more than that. And Sassuolo told us, fuck you, I don't care. And probably even the player didn't have enough power to convince Sassuolo to let him go for 25 million. And Berardi is quite nervous this summer, you can see. So he clearly wanted to move the summer before. He wants to move this summer, but it's not happening for him. So that's what I see.
yeah, I think we should just agree to disagree, but I will say that there's a lot of speculation involved with that. Like you don't really know, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's why I'm just gonna stick with the ownership because I think it's the best prediction you could make. But that's just my
Probably
opinion.
being stubborn is because probably the ownership is telling Maldini to be stubborn. Or maybe it's Massara and Maldini that they want to just don't go too loose with the money because they know if they start to give what the clubs want, the clubs are going to always ask for more and more. So if you give 40 million for the Kettler next summer, when Milan is going to go for another target, they're going to ask for more and more. So they need to keep, how can I say, the bar really low to manage to get those players. I don't know, man. I think for me, it's the past. It doesn't matter anymore. I would love to know what happened with Botman or with Sanchez deal, but with the Kettler, I don't give a shit. We managed to get it. So even if we, I don't know, we beat the shit out of them, I don't care. Whatever method we used, it worked at the end. So it doesn't matter to me. The Botman deal and the Sanchez deal, I'm really curious to know what happened because it was basically a done deal. I really believe there was a done deal because the player, in my opinion, this is not speculation because the Newcastle offer was there from the beginning of the transfer window, and Botman waited 3 weeks, 4 weeks to accept that offer. So clearly, Botman was waiting for us to make a bigger offer or was putting pressure on Lille to accept our offer and move to Milan. So I don't know. Doesn't matter anymore. We got the player.
Yeah, guys, strange it is what it is. We will find out more Hopefully, we can only start to focus on the games soon. This Mercato can be over soon. Elliot, Ollie says Elliot doesn't want to spend because they are on the way out, and Jerry can't spend because they don't own us until September. Jerry right now is fundraising. It looks like his fundraising endeavors have been completed or almost completed, so he will be in Milano by the mid by the Inter game, which is the fifth game. So that is beginning of September. By the beginning of September, Jerry should be in Milano. Subdeep says, our project is not ambitious enough after the heroics of last season. We could have injected fresh blood into the squad to improve even further. We'll be lurking top four, finish the season true first. Well, I don't. I mean, Subdeep is kind of like pessimistic about things, but let's see what the football pitch says, guys. Let's see what the football pitch says. We're going to find out all of these things coming soon, but I think these kids, these lads, this team is hungry, they're good, they're strong. It's going to be difficult. Milan is going to be one of the most difficult teams to beat in Italy, 100%, and they're not going to be easy to beat in Europe either. So, but I understand your concern of the market. It's a shared concern. All right, guys. I apologize. One more thing, then we're going to go into the predictions. Okay, so La Gazzetta dello Sport has put out this formation right here. Let me move you guys to the side. Let's put that out. This is what let me see if I can do this a little bit bigger. There you go. All right, so this is what we are expecting. Pretty much the usual back line, what I call the best defense in Italy. A very strong midfield of Bennacer and Krunic, and Diaz, Messias, and Leao in the attack and third. So a very offensive team, a team that likes to look forward, and then Rebic. So a lot of creativity here. These four, a lot of creativity, and then you have Bennacer also with a nice possession, and then you have Hernandez coming. This is a super offensive team. Super offensive team. Do you guys think that this super offensive team is going to be able to break down Udinese's super defensive approach? What do you guys think?
I don't know. It's tough because on the one hand you can think that the very fast players, like the players that move around, like Rebic, Leao, Diaz, Messias, like they would be good at kind of quick passes, interchanges, overlaps, things like that, and they could break them down. But then on the other hand, you would think, if there's no space, is Diaz going to be able to dribble through like two different walls of players? So I don't know. It's difficult because Giroud is kind of a different, option. If we had him, we could maybe try to cross it more, but they're really strong. So that I think it's also kind of a lost cause to just rely only on crosses, and they're big players. So, I mean, they have a pretty good back three in terms of compared to like other mid-table Serie A teams. And their midfield is really, really strong. Like their midfield three is pretty powerful. So it's going to be tough. There's no Beto in Udinese's lineup. Is he injured or what happened with Beto? I'm not sure, but that's good because Deulofeu is pretty solid. Success is good, but he's fast and he's strong, but he's not like. He doesn't have the most quality, so that's good, honestly, if Beto's not playing, because Beto can punish you more. But I think that we should still be able to win this game. I want to see what happened to him. I don't know why he's not starting. But...
Yeah, and before Laird goes, I want to answer this question. It says, Roy, we don't know how Udinese will play with their new coach, but, I mean, if you're going to play three at the back, Udoge, and five, it's going to be a defensive game. Also because we have way more quality than them, so we're going to hold the ball most of the time. So they're going to do it's going to be the usual thing, guys. Especially at the San Siro in front of 75,000 people. Unless the team breaks down. Milan is going to dominate the possession. Milan is going to... It's the interesting thing about Udinese and this team is that even though we dominate the possession, we don't create many chances against them. They usually create a lot of chances in the counterattack. But most of the game, it's going to be us squashing them in their own box, pretty much. whether or not we can open up some channels, we will see. What do you think, Laird?
I think if we don't concede, we win this game. Simple as that. If we keep the clean sheet, we're gonna win because it doesn't matter we're starting. We have a lot of quality to win it with the starters. But from the bench, we can bring Florenzi, we can bring Kier, we can bring Adli, Pobega, De Ketteler, Origi, Giroud, Selemakers. So in 90 minutes, they're gonna concede. Just we need to make sure we don't get a goal. So I'm not worried. If the defense is focused and we don't let them too many chances, because they're gonna have some chances, of course, but not too many clear chances, we're going to win this one. And the moment we get one goal, we can get three. So doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do a few more chances. Then, guys, I'm gonna answer this question. We literally with the next segment we're going to do, we're gonna be answering. All of us are going to be answering this question. Improving team will make the team richer in the long run. If we do well in Serie A in Europe, spend money to make money. Yep, that's true. Udoge is a Tottenham player, but he's going to be spending the season with Udinese, just like Ali spent the season with Bordeaux when we bought him. So it's the same kind of deal. Okay, are you guys ready? Let's do a little bit of a Serie A preview. We're going to do a Serie A preview right now, but we're also going to do another one at the end of the market. But let's do this one first. So let's change the vibe here. Let's change the vibe. Let's put in the new background. And let's put this right here. And let's get ready. Let's get ready. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Serie A. It starts tomorrow, guys. Finally, the main event of football in Europe begins tomorrow. The opening acts like the German league, the English league, all the other leagues, they started, right? But now it's time for the big boys to get going.
Hey, Roy. I'm sorry, but I have one more really good piece of news.
Oh yeah, no. Any news that comes in, Antonio, okay. you stop.
Guys, Mike Maignan has just been nominated, and there's 5 nominees for the Lev Yashin Award for the best goalkeeper of the year. Like the Lev Yashin Award. So it's in France football, it's like the Ballon d'Or sort of for goalkeepers. It's not like as prestigious, obviously, but it's like one of the biggest goalkeeper awards in the world. So pretty amazing stuff. I mean, I don't think when was the last time a Milan goalkeeper was nominated for that? It's rare.
Probably Dida.
Maybe Dida.
When we won the Champions League.
He's also the youngest goalkeeper on this list. He's 27. There's also the other nominees are Bono from Sevilla, Courtois for Real Madrid, Alisson Becker for Liverpool, and Ederson from Manchester City. So he's in that top 5. And all those players are like either 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years older, or 4 years older than Maignan. So Maignan, big stuff. Lev Yashin nominee, top 5 goalkeeper. So crazy stuff.
Yeah. Courtois is going to win it, probably.
Yeah, Courtois will win, but it's still like at least he's getting that respect,
Yeah, I think Courtois is going to win it, but Maignan deserves it for sure. Magic Mike, guys, look at it here. SG ordered a Magic Mike jersey. There it is. Hey, what's up, Amir? Yeah, that Courtois, the Real Madrid keeper. That is true. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's do this. Okay, so we know what the teams are, the Serie A teams. So we're going to start with the relegation zone, and each one is going to start with theirs. I'll start with mine, talk a little bit about what I think, and then in chat, guys, let me know which 3 teams you think are going to be relegated. So I want you guys to participate as well. So these are my 3 teams. Then we'll go to Laird, and then we'll go to Antonio, and then we'll change the order later. So these are my 3 teams. In my opinion, Salernitana, they won't be able to do the same miracle as they did last time. Lecce, which kind of hurts me because Colombo is there. I hope Colombo can avoid this and can prove me wrong. I would like to see Colombo eventually one day play with Milan, even though his loan is with option to buy. So we might lose Colombo. And then Cremonese. Cremonese is a team that I don't think has the the heritage. I don't think they have the finances. I don't think they will be able to withstand the football of Serie A. Okay, so that is me, guys. According to Rohit, Cremonese, Spezia, and Sampdoria. Nice. Lecce, Cremonese, and Spezia. Cool, guys. Hey, we'll go through yours too. We'll go to Lart next. And then Lart, you talk me. You talk. Give us your reason. So for Lart, it is.
Salernitana, Empoli, Cremonese. Yes, similar reasons. I don't think Empoli is gonna do well this season. Cremonese doesn't have the, how can I say it, the experience and the players to stay in Serie A. You need Serie A players to stay in Serie A. Empoli sold a few players, and they're gonna sell more next season as well. So I think relegation is gonna happen. So they're gonna sell their best players and come back a few years after from the Serie B with other good players. That's what Empoli does. Creates a good collective, sells them, and goes back in Serie B. So Salernitana, they were really lucky to stay, and it's not gonna happen again. They're not gonna be lucky again. So that's it. That's my opinion.
Well, I want to say we're going to go to Antonio next, but everybody in chat, every single person in chat that has put their predictions has at least put Cremonese in there. So it looks like Cremonese is definitely the team that is getting the least amount of confidence. Carlo put in Monza in there too. All right, let's go to Antonio and tell us about what you think.
Yeah, so here's mine. I put Empoli, Lecce, and Cremonese. So a bit of context to why I'm saying Empoli. Empoli, first of all, last year they had a very, very good first half of the season. They had Andrea Zoli, who was doing very good as their coach. But then he left this, at the end of the season, and they really slowed down. On top of that, Pinamonti is now a Sassuolo player. And Aslani, yeah, that's his name. Aslani went to Inter, so it's two players lost, and they haven't really brought in anyone too, interesting. So that's a lot of losses, and I think that if they start the season like they ended it, they're going to be relegated. Cremonese, like you guys all said, they're like upcoming. They pretty much, they don't really have super quality. They got a couple Serie A players, but I don't know. First year in Serie A for their coach too, and Lecce. They won Serie B. They have Colombo. You said a couple interesting players, but other teams have more experience, and it's going to be tough for them to really get in.
Also, Cremonese had a lot of, well, had a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but they had some Juventus youngsters that carried the team, but those youngsters are not in that team anymore. They went back to Juve. So, yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's move on. Antonio, since we're with you, let's go to the second half of the mid table. So, the table just before relegation, and this is for 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Kind of go through it, tell us why, and give us an idea why you think these teams are going to get there.
Yeah, so in terms of 17-16, like Spezia and Salernitana, I was thinking like these two teams are going to be fighting for, survival as well, so I might as well just put them there. Spezia lost, their good coach Motta this season. They still have some interesting players, so I think they're going to be fine. They have Maldini now and other players. So interesting. Salernitana, once again, they haven't really reinforced too significantly. I think they just got Candreva though, if I read that correctly. But they have some good players. I think they're better off. Like they have a better team than the other relegation teams. And then in terms of Verona, Udinese, and Bologna, they're all usually mid-table teams. I put Verona a bit lower because I think that they lost a good coach this year, and they're losing Simeone and a couple players. So they're also losing some things, and I'm kind of it's hard to really pick the mid table for me, but I think I kind of went with my gut and I didn't question, and I went with my first instinct, and I have to make some explanations, especially in the next slide. But I think for now, I just kind of had these teams here in terms of how they did last season, but also who they lost. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Guys, and you also in chat, I'm curious to know who you think will be in this side of the table from 13 to 17. Basically, yeah, from 13 to 17. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Laert next. Laert put Udinese 13, Sampdoria 14, Lecce 15, Spezia 16, Verona 17. Talk us through this one, Laert.
Um, well, pretty simple. I think these teams are, most of them are Serie A teams. So they have the experience, they have the core team that knows how to stay in Serie A. So Udinese, Sampdoria, and Verona are going to find a way to stay in Serie A. Some of them are going to struggle. Some of them are going to make it easier. I don't think Verona is going to have an incredible season like they had the year before. They lost Simeone, they lost Caprari, and they still have a good team, but they lost some goal scorers. So for sure they're going to stay, but struggle a bit. Spezia, I think, is going to do the same Campionato they usually do. Lecce is going to be a surprise. Lecce is going to do well, in my opinion, because they have it's an important city. They have history in Serie A. And Colombo and some young players, I think they're going to help the squad to stay. They're going to find a way, in my opinion. So Lecce is going to be what Salernitana was the season before. Good surprise. They're going to find a way and stay. That's my opinion.
All right. Okay, good. All right, so let's go to mine. It is right here. So I put Udinese in the same spot as you did, 13, Verona 14, because I think Verona still has they have a pretty decent squad, I think. Empoli, I think they play a positive brand of football that can still be helpful for them. What's the name of the coach? Andreoli, or what's his name?
So now,
Andreazzoli.
no, that was their old coach. Now, I actually forgot to mention this. Their new coach now was the Venezia coach of last year, who got them relegated.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think his name's Zanetti or something like that. I
Oh,
don't know.
Zanetti, yeah. Okay. Well, I think Empoli still has a very interesting roster, so I think they can still do it. Also, Empoli is a team that likes to flirt on this side of the the table. Spezia, I think they can make it. I think Sampdoria might be relegated. They might be relegated instead of one of those other teams. But Giampaolo, not a big fan of Giampaolo. Torino losing Pobega will weaken them. Yeah. Carlos says, "Why you guys really believe in Monza? Berlusconi will have to throw a lot of bunga bunga parties to pull that off." Yeah, Carlo Moretti put Monza as a relegation team. I think that's impossible. I'll be honest, Carlo Moretti, with the players they have, it's impossible. Sensi, Pessina, these players are not going to get relegated. I don't think so. I don't think so. Roy, do a poll to see whom we agree with. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. We'll put that together. All right, let's move on. So we're with me. I will go on to my next one. So from 8 to 12, Fiorentina is not going to make Europe. I don't think Fiorentina is going to make Europe. I think Atalanta is not going to make Europe. I think Torino is going to have a good season. I really think Torino is going to have a good season. Sassuolo could be in any of those positions. I like what Mihajlovic is doing. So I'm going to put Bologna is going to have a good season too. But I think that Fiorentina, Atalanta are going to have a really bad season this year. I think that they're not going to make Europe. And you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys think.
Are you sure you want to know?
Well,
Bro,
don't-
hold on. Do I really is this really what's happening right now? Like you don't put Fiorentina or Atalanta in the 7th spot, and that means I know who goes in the 7th spot. And this is just craziness, Roy.
Yes, I think that Atalanta and Fiorentina are not going to make it. I think so too. Gasperini said that he's not happy with his team. He thinks his team is not strong enough. And Fiorentina is just way over their head. That president, I don't know. It does not convince me. So for me, this is what the mid-table 8 to 12 is going to look like. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Laert. Oh, Laert, you pretty much have the same as me, but you had Fiorentina 8, Monza 9, Torino 10, Sassuolo 11, Bologna 12. So we pretty much have the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, this part of the table is the most random one, in my opinion, because you finish in this position of the table basically almost 5 or 6 games before the season ends, so you really don't care anymore. So I would say this thing can end with Monza finishing 11th and Sassuolo 9th. It doesn't matter. I think these old Monza, Torino, Sassuolo, and Bologna, they have a good squad, all of them, and I think they're gonna manage to stay in those positions for a long period of the season. Maybe you can shuffle. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe Monza can be 12, and I don't know, Torino 9. Doesn't matter. They're gonna be close with each other in terms of points and positions. And they have a solid squad, so they're gonna stay in Serie A easily. They're not gonna struggle. And for me, staying in Serie A without struggling is this part of the table. Fiorentina, I don't think Fiorentina is gonna manage to go in Europe for the simple reason they are going to play Europe, so they're gonna play every 3 days. They're gonna play on Thursday, so they're gonna lose a lot of points in Serie A and not manage to go again in Europe. That's the reason why I put it 8th.
All right, okay. But you did put Monza pretty high, so you are also you like the Monza project. All right, let's go to Antonio. And guys, let me know in chat, of course, what you guys think. Who you think is going to finish in these positions? And for Antonio, we have Atalanta 8, Monza 9, like Laert, Torino, Sassuolo, Sampdoria. Interesting.
Okay, I want to explain this a bit. So I will say that Monza, I think that they'll be in this tab. Maybe you can say from 9th to like 13th or 14th. That's like the range at least. So I was pretty optimistic because I think on paper they have a team that's pretty good. Maybe you can put Torino and Sassuolo above them. So maybe you can kind of mix those teams up. I was very overly optimistic. So in terms of Atalanta, I want to speak about them. When I look at other teams that are above them, they've kind of made some pretty good improvements. Atalanta really, I'm not seeing them improving from year to year. They're a little bit, in my opinion, they're declining because of age, and they haven't really replaced some of the players that have become too old or have gotten injured. So I think that, yes, they'll be solid and they will fight for Europe, of course. I just don't really believe in them. The only point that, I think is worth, that I would say against like another team, like maybe like a Fiorentina or some other team ahead, is that yes, they are playing in Europe, so that is going to be 2 different more games during the season. So that's a fair point, and because of that, they could slip. But I think Fiorentina have made some really good signings. Torino have a great coach and some good players like Singo, some other players that like Radonjevic. I saw him in the Coppa Italia, looks really good, and some of the same players they have, and I think they're going to be a tough team. They have Vlasic now from West Ham, so they could be above Monza. I mean, I think that I probably should have done that if I think about it, but it's fine. So Sassuolo just got Pinamonti, and they still have Raspadori may be leaving. That's true, but they're still gonna have Berardi, so they'll be a tough team. They have a good coach too, and Sampdoria. So I put them higher up just because. So I feel like Giampaolo is either terrible, like relegation, like 20th place, or an overachiever. And because I think with the lower teams, he's done really well. Like he was playing really, really good football, playing well and getting points back in the day. So I had a gut feeling that this time with Sampdoria he's going to do decent and he's not going to, tank, especially because he had last season as well and this summer to prepare. He needs a lot of time. So I think that maybe they have some good players and they can potentially stay up, but it's very difficult to predict this. But yes, that's my explanation for it.
All right, there you go. Christian says, Roy, have you seen Monza play on my guy? They played Aston in the Mickey Mouse Cup, even though they won. It was by 2 penalties they got to score.
They didn't play a lot of their best players, but
Got you, got you. Okay, so now this means we go into Europe, right? So all of us have done our first half of the mid table. So now we go into Europe. We're going to start with Mr. Antonio. Uh, and here you go. You have Fiorentina Conference League, Lazio Europa League, and Napoli Europa League. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so with Fiorentina, I think they're going to confirm themselves as one of the top 7. I think historically they have a little bit of Serie A heritage and they're in that top 7. I think it's just they had some really poor years, but with the new ownership, I know you guys like to troll them a lot, but they're bringing in good players. Like they have a good core, their coach is very good. So I think yes, they lost Vlahovic, it's a big loss, but they've got Luka Jovic and some other players that can be very, very good, dangerous players. Um, so I think they have a really good team. Honestly, I think their team on paper is as good or better than Atalanta's. If I'm being honest, considering the lack of just interesting signings that Atalanta have made recently. But yes, if they struggle with both Europe and the Serie A, that is potentially their downfall. So it's difficult, but I have them there. Lazio is always going to be a top 6 from in these next few years, unless something drastic happens. They have Sarri, they play well. They got a better defense. I think Romagnoli's a bit of an improvement because they had a really poor defense last year. Um, and they also brought in some interesting like younger players. I think a Shakhtar player as well. So they'll be pretty good. But Napoli is going to be ahead of them because Napoli even though they lost a lot of their main players, they have replaced most of them with some interesting players like Kappa Kappa on the left wing, Double K Vicha, and then they brought in a defender to replace Koulibaly, who we have to see how good he does. And I think they have Osimhen still and some good right wingers, so they're going to be fighting for top 4, but they're just not going to have enough compared to the squads of the other teams.
Yeah, guys in chat, let me know who you think are going to be your 3 teams are going to make the conference and the Europa League. So let me know in chat also who you think and if you agree or disagree with Antonio. Okay, very good. Let's go to Laert next. Laert, here we go. Are we ready? Uno, due, tre. Bada bim, bada boom. Look at you, huh? Talk us about this one.
Yeah, simple as that. Business as usual. Say Roma, Lazio. They love the Europa League. They cannot go more than that. And Atalanta. I think Fiorentina has a better squad than Atalanta, but I believe on the system. And Atalanta, I think, is going to gain more points than Fiorentina. Roma, yeah, they bought some quality players up front, but still, they are really weak defensively. So they're not going to manage to go more than 5th. And Lazio, more or less, is going to do the same like Roma. They didn't improve or majorly improve their squad, so they're not going to go top 4 for sure. Atalanta, if Atalanta is lucky, maybe they can even do better than both of them, Roma and Lazio. But they need to be lucky, like no injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't believe on the Roma project, or at least is a European Europa League type of project. It's not a top 4 type of project. Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. It'll be a failure for them if they don't. By the way, Emmanuel says Napoli, Atalanta, Lazio. He thinks. But I find it funny. Laird says Roma and Lazio are Europa League, always in the Europa League. It is true though. It's like there's truth to that. Atalanta's a stretch. I really think they're only going down. Palomino doping issue will mess them up for a while. Palomino dell'Atalanta è stato testato dopato. Pensate che ci sono altri nell'Atalanta? Ma per come corrono, secondo me sono tutti dopati. Se mi chiedi onestamente.
Oppure ha dovuto doparsi per resistere agli allenamenti di Gasperini, se no non ce la faceva.
Sì, lui.
Perché gli altri non sono.
Gli altri ce la facevano, ma lui no.
Lui non ce l'ha fatta.
I want Roma to get top 4, but I think Napoli have better defenders, so I agree with Antonio. There you go. Negan says Lazio, Atalanta, Juve. Wow, Juve. Napoli 4 from a 5th. All right, guys, so we're going to go to me. I know there's going to be a lot of conversation here, a lot of discussion. but I really believe this. These are my European teams. Napoli 5th, Lazio 6th, Monza 7th. I think that the duo Galliani Berlusconi is going to do the impossible because that's what they have always done. The impossible. They have put together a very strong team that will fight and they will keep on adding to that team in January, and everybody's going to underestimate them. But this team is going to play with a lot of heart, and they're going to sneak into Europe and Conference League. And Monza is on its way to becoming a big club in Italy. Soon we will not be saying the Seven Sisters, we'll be saying the Eight Sisters, because Monza is going to become part of that.
Hopefully, we have 9 with Atalanta as well in Fiorentina, because I think as many teams that are ambitious, like having as many as possible, is really good. So I'm happy for Monza, but I think you're kind of crazy here. I think if you had to bet if you had to make a league table, only one to save your life, you would not make this, Roy. But that's just there's no way you
Yeah,
believe Monza.
I would. Wait, hold on. You think I put this because I wanted to make a joke? No, I put this because
You're
I
the
really believe
greatest
it.
showman, Roy.
No, I put it because I really believe it. Monza and his bunga bunga ways, we're gonna make it. Berlusconi and his bunga bunga ways, we're gonna make it. Conference League, guys. Put your money on it. Put your money on it right now. Place a bet. Place a bet, and you're gonna make lots of money because I'm sure the odds are low. So there you go. But don't say I suggested that. Anyway, that's what I think, guys. If there's any more of you guys that want to know what you think, if you disagree, agree. Laird, what do you think about this? What do you think of my assessment on Monza?
You're wrong, man. Not because the talent or the ambition, just too many new players in one team. It takes time for them to know each other and to be effective and perform straight away. So I think I think even Galliani and Berlusconi know that. They bought a lot of players just to make sure they stay in Serie A. I think their project to go in Europe with Monza is gonna start from the next season because this is the summer they're gonna buy a lot of players to stay in Serie A, and the next summer is gonna be more like buying the right players to create a squad that actually is cohesive and knows what it's doing. Uh, this this transfer window was more like let's buy the best players we can buy. So even if he's an idiot as a manager, he can win some games and stay in Serie A. That's my opinion. So I think seventh is too high for me. You got it wrong, man, and you will see that.
It's okay, guys. It's fine. It's what I feel. I know some people agree, disagree. It is what it is. Comunque quest'anno miglior campionato degli ultimi 11 anni. Milan, primo Inter, poi Juve, Roma, Napoli, Lazio, Atalanta, Fiorentina. Sicuramente è il miglior campionato degli 11 anni, sicuro. Di questo ne sono 100% sicuro. Okay, all right. So listen, we're going to the top 4. Guys, before we go to the top 4, smash that like button. What are you waiting for? Like, seriously, what the hell are you waiting for? Smash that like button and show us that you're a Milanista. Show us that you are a Milanista by smashing the like button. And guys, if you have not subscribed, 70% of you guys are subscribed, which is a really good number when you compare it to other channels. But 30% of you that are watching are not subscribed. So if you're watching and you're not chatting, guys, click that subscribe button. Help us to get to 8K, road to 8K coming up. All right, so guys, in chat, let's start with you guys in chat. Tell me your top 4. Let me see some top 4s, then we'll go next. But I want to see chat first. Give me some top 4s. In the meantime, Antonio, any breaking news, anything happening around the world that is interesting in the world of football? Not just Milan. Guys, in chat, I want to see some movement in chat. Your top 4.
I want to check. I'm checking now, but yeah. So just some statistics actually about Fikayo Tomori on Twitter that I just saw. Laird, is that you? Are they after you? The cops? Anyways,
I
Tomori.
swear they are really far away. My mic is
Really?
really good. Yeah, they're really far away. Like I'm in the 5th floor, and they are really far away. So
Dang.
the mic is good.
But Tomori is the AC Milan outfield player with the most minutes played in Serie A this season. So just interesting stat of the day for you guys. And it looks like he will be renewed tonight. So very, very good news. Yeah, I'm checking. I don't see much. I want to see if Magnan actually. It's actually Balotelli's birthday. So interesting stuff. And I want to see if Magnan actually retweeted or mentioned something about his nomination. That's crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't see anything breaking news wise.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna get into the top four in a second. I'm looking at all you guys in chat. I'm gonna pull up the chat first. I'm gonna see I'm gonna talk about what you guys think. But put guys more. Let me see more of your top four predictions of the season. And while you're at it, smash the like button. We have 74 viewers, only 50 something likes. Come on, guys, let's do better than that. All you need to do is smash that like button. And should we get started? Let's see, guys. Let me see more of you guys in chat. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Who's going to win? Who's going to be the top four? Let's do a few more. Let's do a few more. Let's do a few more, and then we'll get started. Yeah. Unfortunately, no crazy breaking news today, aside from maybe Ndicka. We'll see. Okay, let's answer this question. Roy, do you think Ali and CDK can start tomorrow? No, they definitely will not start. Definitely not. Definitely not start. But they will play for sure. All right, guys, one more minute. Let's get some more predictions. We'll go through your predictions and then we'll go through ours. We'll start with chat first. Okay, we're gonna give a few more seconds for chat to give in their predictions. And while you're at it, guys, remember to smash the like button, subscribe, and do all that stuff. Blah blah. I'm starting to sound like a used car salesman. Do you think would you buy a car from me? if I were to sell you a Fiat, would you buy a car from me?
Depends
Not
on the
after
price,
seeing this
right?
list, man.
The list, would you buy that list from me for $1 million?
I think you know the answer to that. Right, there's no need to even ask that
No,
question.
no chance, right?
This is my favorite one so far. Monza, Milan, Roma, Fiorentina. There you go. I like how ST is thinking. All right, should we start? Okay, let's get into it. What's up, Clint? How you doing, my friend? How's everything going? All right, let's start with your predictions first in chat. So, Lord Crunch says Inter, Milan, Roma, Juve. So he gives it to Inter, okay. Aziz says Milan, Inter, Roma, Juve. So 4 teams. Emmanuel says Milan, Juventus, Inter, Roma. So it's always those 4 teams. DOA says Milan, Juve, Inter, Roma. Ollie says Milan, Inter, Roma, Juve. It looks like the theme is those 4 teams are always going to be in the top 4. Milan, Juve, Inter, Atalanta. Carlo says Milan, Roma, Inter, Napoli. Carlo believes that Juventus will be 5th. Eva P says Milan, Inter, Napoli, Juve. FBI about to open in Lard's apartment and raid his apartment. Milan, Napoli, Roma, Monza. Wow, okay. Milan, Inter, Juventus, Napoli. A lot of Milan, eh? A lot of Milanisti saying Milan. Inter, Milan, Juventus, Roma. Champions of Italy says Milan, Inter, Juve, Roma. Okay, all right.
A lot of people put Roma in the top 4.
Yeah. And I don't think it's wrong. All right, so we'll start with mine first, since we're doing it this way. Here it goes. My top 4 are roll. Boom. Milan, Inter, Juventus, Roma. Yes, sir. And I'm not going to jinx it. I'm just going to be as honest as possible, not going to believe in any kind of weird things, even though sometimes I do have a tendency to do that. I think Milan is going to retain the championship. I think they can do it, for sure. As I have said many times in this live, I think Milan doesn't necessarily have the best roster, but Milan has the best team, the best project. And also, January is going to come along. We're going to be able to reinforce the team in January too. But I think Milan is going to be able to pull this one through and get that second star. I think Milan is the key for Milan to win the Scudetto is obviously beat all the small teams so we can get to more points and have good results against the bigger teams. But this time around, we lost what 12 points against the smaller teams. Imagine getting all those 12 points back this season and having a similar season to last season. We're going to finish in the 90-point mark. But the real reason why I think Milan is going to win the Scudetto, are you ready? Because Milan has the best defense, and defenses win you championships. And that's why I think Milan is going to win the Scudetto. As far as the offense, it's not the best, but it's one of the best. That's all it needs to be. As far as the midfield, it's not the best. It's one of the best. That's all it needs to be. But the defense, it is the best, 100%. Hopefully, they can maintain the same continuity, consistency as last season. If they do, I think Milan will be champions and get that second star. We're not going to be talking about Champions League today. Whether or not the Champions League, hopefully we do qualify. But the thing is that, this is the thing. Even though we qualify for the next round, I think Inter will qualify, Juventus will qualify, and Roma will qualify for the next rounds too. So all these big teams we're fighting against will all go forward in Europe. So I don't think there's going to be any advantages or disadvantages. Everybody's going to be fighting at the same level, essentially. Roma in Europa League, Milan, Inter, Juventus, and Napoli also in Champions League. Maybe Napoli not. Maybe that can give an advantage to Napoli though. So we'll see. But my guess today is Milan, Inter, Juventus, Roma. And there you go. There it is. There it is. All right. Let's go to Laert next. And let's see what Laert has to say. And then I'll put a poll in chat. We'll go over them one more time. We won't discuss them. We'll just show them and you tell us who you agree with. Laert, sei pronto? Sei pronto, Laert, per dirci cosa pensi? Eccola qui. This is Laert's top 4.
Yep. Yeah, we are the best team. I think we're gonna win it easily. I say this a lot of time. Of course, if big things happen against us, I'm talking about major injuries or stuff I didn't consider that are outside the pitch, that's another thing. But if it's a normal run, normal Serie A, we're winning it easily. Juventus is going to be second because I think they're going to be tough to beat. They're going to get a lot of dirty points, dirty wins. Inter and Napoli, I think, is going to be something really close. I put it Inter third, but it can be Napoli third and Inter fourth. Napoli is a good team, actually. I think they're going to fight for the league for at least half of the season and crumble a bit slowly. Inter as well, I think, is going to be there with Juventus and Milan. But after the half of the season, slowly, they're going to lose a lot of points. The difference between this Milan and the Milan of the season before is that we're not going to lose stupid points against Fiorentina, Sassuolo, Spezia, Salernitana. Actually, this Milan is going to be really solid next season. And we're going to win a lot of games. And we're going to draw less games. We're not going to lose points against small teams. This is going to be a ruthless Milan. We're going to win a lot of games. That's why I think we're going to win it easily. The other teams are going to lose some points around.
Hey, I have a question to you before we go to Antonio, and even for chat. So obviously, like Milan and Inter had a very similar season as far as points goes. The big difference, essentially, aside from Radu, but that didn't even change much, to be honest with you, because we still would have won the league. The big difference this season was Giroud's 2 goals against Inter in the derby. That is what pushed us on the edge at the end of the day. So is Milan going to beat their direct rivals, Laert, do you think?
Yes. And in my opinion, the biggest difference between Milan and Inter the previous season was not the Giroud goal. The Giroud goal was the result of that. The big difference is the fact that we had players to put in the 70 minutes to try to change the game. Inter didn't have those players to put in and try to change the game. And we always had that during the season, even when we had a lot of injuries. And we have even more this season because we have the Kettler, Origi, and Adli. They come in and they can change the game. Pobega is a guy that scores a lot of goals with Torino and Spezia, so he's gonna score with us. He has the ability to score goals. So we are overall a better team, and we have players that can come in and change the game. Something that Inter still doesn't have. Juventus doesn't have a project, a clear idea how they want to play. I feel like Juventus is putting a patch here, a patch there, trying to satisfy Allegri's type of football, which is really old type of football. The way Juventus is doing things is let's put a good player in that position, not a player that actually is function to the system. So that's the thing.
All right. Okay. So there you go. A lot of confidence from Laert. A lot of confidence from me. Obviously, everything is dependent on many factors, like you said, Laert. Like if all these injuries happen, then everything can change, right? Even the January market can change things. All right. So let's move on to Antonio and his prediction. And let's go to Antonio. And here we go. Drum roll. Boom. Wow. Incredible. I cannot believe that.
Okay, I want to start off by saying I did this because I saw Lyert and Roy, and I was thinking like, yes, deep down, I have kind of a feeling that Milan can and will potentially win, but I think Inter are going to be up there, and I just because of my superstition, and a bit of fear, I did want to put Inter there just to kind of have this. I think Inter will fight for the league with Milan, so they'll be up there, and they potentially on paper still have a better team. But I like Milan's project a lot better. In the future, Inter is, let's just say, not gonna be able to sustain themselves as much. So Milan in the long term is going to definitely be more successful, and of course Milan will be fighting to win and will be up there. So I just chose Inter because I think Lukaku will be decent. He won't be as good necessarily as he was, but I think he will definitely contribute. And Inzaghi, he won 2 trophies last season. He was close to winning, so he'll be, I think, a little bit better this year with the team. But I think maybe next year is when they'll lose more players and they won't be able to, replace them. But I think today I read that Inter, like officially, like they've at least Inzaghi said they're done with, their release of players. So they're going to try to maintain the rest of their players like Skriniar at least for another year. So that's why, I think they're still going to be very, very difficult to beat. When we played them last year, I'm going to be honest, for most of the time, they played better than us when we were playing head to head. We were able to, in that second Serie A game with Giroud in the second half, we had some of our moments and we were able to win that game. It was amazing. But I will say, the first game, they could have scored more in the first half. They missed a penalty, things like that. And then they smashed us in the Coppa Italia. So they're a dangerous team that we always have to suffer against in terms of, when they're crossing the ball and things like that. So I think they're going to be a dangerous team. But Milan is going to be up there for sure. And then I have Juventus and Roma. Roma, I think on paper, like once again, they have the team to get top four. And Juventus also brought in some good players like Kostic, maybe Depay. So they're going to be competitive. But I think because, especially with Allegri, he's used to the Serie A, so they'll be good. But I don't know if they have enough to beat, the styles of Milan and Inter and their sort of, I think they're better offensively in terms of it. And also as a group, they play really well. So I don't think they're as good as them. So hopefully I'm wrong. But this is what I guess a safe prediction for me is. You're muted, Roy.
Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to change mine. Well, I can't change it anymore, but I think Juventus, I might put it second. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. A quick question here from MHM in Italian. Secondo voi chi deve essere il titolare come punta? Per me il titolare è Rebic perché è completo ed è l'unico che può ripartire in contropiede quando si gioca con le squadre piccole. Sono d'accordo anche perché se noi guardiamo alla stagione, l'ultima stagione, l'inizio di stagione, quando Rebic fu l'attaccante, il Milan forse ha espresso il miglior calcio in quel periodo lì, quando Rebic appunto era la punta. Basically, he's asking whether or not you think Rebic is the best option for the number 9 role. Yeah, Rebic has always looked good as a number 9 role. And as I was saying, last season, Rebic in the beginning of the season, that's when a lot of people were saying Milan was playing its best football when Rebic was up there. What do you think, Antonio Lart, about this question?
Yeah, people do say that with Rebic and Leao playing together that we play very, very good. So I think that there's a lot of movement. So in that front area. So I agree to an extent, but I think if you want a difference maker and you want to, have a better chance of scoring in many situations, maybe Giroud is that player, to kind of come in and give you the little boost, and he can finish pretty well. So Giroud is very, very good in my opinion.
Sorry, guys, I turned off the camera because I have to do something. But I agree with the comment. Completely right, 100%. And I think Origi can give that as well. And Origi can give even more because Origi is good in the box. He's more rapinatore d'aria than Rebic. He looks for the goal more than Rebic. Rebic is more like a second striker. But yeah, Milan plays better with that type of player. Sorry, I need to mute myself. Thank you.
It's fine, Laird. You can get naked in front of the camera. It's all good. I'm Lord Kunich. Yeah, Roy, you need to do the Italian version of his channel. We are thinking of doing something for the Italian viewers because half of our subscribers are Italian. So we are going to probably do something for the Italian viewers as well. But of course, we'll never go away from the English roots because this is an AC Milan channel for English speakers. But we do have a lot of Italians, so we might want to satisfy them as well. All right, so one more time.
Just Roy, the madness is in English, it's not in Italian. You cannot put the madness of this channel in Italian.
Well, yeah, we'll see about that. But sorry, I'm gonna have to mute you. There's a lot of noise there. Okay, all right. So let's look at Antonio's table. Inter, Milan, Juventus, Roma, Napoli, Lazio, Fiorentina. So basically that's his Europe right there. Atalanta, Monza, Torino, Sassuolo. And there you go. That is in relegation Empoli Lecce. That is Antonio. Then let's go to Laert. Laert puts Milan as champions, Juventus, Inter, Napoli, Roma, Lazio, Atalanta. So he doesn't believe Roma is going to make the Champions League. He believes Napoli will. Fiorentina, he puts Monza in a pretty high spot. Torino, Sassuolo, Bologna, right there. Udinese, Sampdoria, Lecce, Spezia, Verona. And the relegation, Salernitana, Empoli, and Cremonese. My table is Milan champions, retain, get that second star. Inter, Juventus, they're interchangeable, Inter and Juve. And Roma. Well, to be honest with you, all four of these teams are interchangeable. All four of these teams could potentially win the Scudetto. Maybe Roma less, but all four of these teams could potentially win the Scudetto. Then Napoli, Lazio, the big surprise. I'm calling it today, guys. So in 6-7 months from now, I want you guys to say, Roy, you were right. How did you know? Well,
Hey, Roy.
Yeah.
On paper, do you think Monza is as good or better than Atalanta and Fiorentina? Because I don't know I don't think you can say that, man.
On paper, they're close. They're very similar. Very similar. By the way, they just got Pablo Mari. Monza just got Pablo Mari from Arsenal. There you go. as I think Aziz says. My God, this Monza, they officially got Pablo Mari from Arsenal and Petagna's officially signed. So yeah, I place Monza in a high spot. Whatever it is what it is. And then let me continue. Then here I have Fiorentina, Atalanta. They're going to be the two big disappointments of this season. Fiorentina, Atalanta, and then the other teams are the ones they are. It doesn't really matter. I think Sampdoria, Spezia, and Empoli and Verona are going to be able to be saved, and these are the three teams I think are going to go down. Even though I really don't want Lecce to go down, I really hope I'm wrong about that. There you go. So there it is. There it is, guys. There it is. But the most important thing is that most of us believe that Milan will be first, except for Antonio, who has no faith. I'm sure if this team was called Milan Man City, you'd say first, huh?
Bro, how can you say I have no faith? When I put Milan second, I said they're going to be fighting with Inter, but I said that it's also partly because I think I know I'm scared to say Milan are going to win because I want us. I think on paper we're not, but I want us to be the underdogs, you know. So I want us to. I think we're going to fight for it for sure. And also, Man City, man, I don't like Man City like that. So stop with this. Stop with this meme, guys, please.
When are we going to do the streams in Chinese or Indonesian? Yes, we have a very big following from Indonesia as well, so we should think about that as well for sure. All right. So, anything else in the world of the calcio mercato that we need to know about?
Not right now.
Nothing, huh?
Bernardo Silva is going to Barcelona,
Really?
and Marcos Alonso as well from Chelsea.
Where is Barcelona? Is like the richest team in the world, so they're not broke, guys. It's all BS. This team is not broke. It's all BS.
Who is saying that the team is broke?
They are. They are saying
Okay.
they're broke. Yes, we do have the Caribbean fan base as well, actually. That is true. That is very true. Very true. Antonio loves Man City as much as... I don't love Juve. Stop. But Antonio definitely loves Man City. In my opinion, it's only between Milan and Inter. I think Juve is way from the Scudetto because someone like Pobega is not going to be there for the first 8 to 10 games. Okay, guys. So, anything else you guys want to add?
Hey Roy, at least I don't have a signed Man City shirt or a Man City shirt at all in my house. So
Oh, yeah? Well, I have a signed Juventus Del Piero shirt. I bet everybody would like to have a Del Piero shirt signed.
nah, I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Right. I don't
I'm
think so.
good. I don't want to. Thank you.
You don't want a Del Piero? You don't want Del Piero saying, hey, ciao Roy, è stato un piacere. What, I don't remember what he said. You don't want Del Piero saying that?
Congratulations to you.
You wouldn't want that? Come
Wait,
on,
Roy,
guys.
how'd you get that again?
You
Did he
guys are
give it to
lying.
you? Did he give you like the shirt itself, or did you already have the shirt?
No. Okay, the truth is that
You bought the shirt.
Do you run a Juventus club in LA?
I don't. No. He did give me a signed shirt, but it was through someone.
So he didn't congratulate you.
He didn't congratulate me, but he did put my name on there and said
Best day of your life, huh?
No, but Del Piero is a Italian football legend, so it is what it is.
Was
Of
in
course.
2003, Roy.
Of course, I would have preferred it to be a Milan player, but there was an opportunity for me to get a signed shirt from one of the greatest Italian football players of all time. So why not do it? You know, it is what it is.
Wait, guys, news right now. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, breaking news, guys, live
Rafael Leao is nominated for the Ballon d'Or award.
on
What? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding
Why
me.
not?
Why not?
Best
There's 30
player of the
people.
Serie A. He
There
needs
are
to be
30
on the
people.
top.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
30? Okay, I didn't know there was... I thought it was like 5. I was... Okay, my bad. I thought there was like 30.
Mamma mia, Antonio.
You guys
Okay,
want to
if there was 5, then that's why I was
How
laughing
did you
like
know that? How did you not know that it's 30? Guys, we need to bring
Oh, I
Antonio
guess-
to. Someone needs to bring Antonio to football school. Antonio, when do you want to start classes?
Well, considering that I know more about than you than modern football, so I think I'll be schooling you, Roy. You don't even watch other leagues besides Serie A, so. Hey, Roy, it's all banter. I love you, man.
It's all guys. It's a very well common known fact that that I know more than anybody else. Anyway, whatever. I'm joking.
Well, I
But
don't think so.
I'm joking, but you guys concede on that point?
30 people. I think he deserves it. Out of 30, obviously I don't think he's going to win it. I don't think he's in the top 5. I don't think he's in the top 5, but I think he deserves to be in the top 10. In my opinion, the top 5 are Benzema. We're talking about this year, right? Benzema. It's all Real Madrid, guys. For me, it's all Benzema, Modric, Cruz, Vinicius, and Salah. Maybe those are the 4 top 5, in my opinion.
What about Mbappe?
No, Mbappe got his ass kicked in the early stages of the Champions League.
Well, even Leao.
Yeah, I don't put Leao in the top 5.
Yeah, but it did like 50 goal assist or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that Mbappe had a better season than Leao, sure. If you look at it from that point, but if you look
Better
at
season than Salah as well.
Salah got to the final though.
But
Hey guys, tomorrow I'm sorry, I'm gonna be watching the Prem over the Serie A, so I'm just gonna.
Oh my god!
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is the main event tomorrow.
Just made me throw up. Yeah, tomorrow starts the main event. Larry, you agree with me that when it comes to Serie A is the main event of football, right? Like EPL, Bundesliga, all these other leagues, they're like the support act. You know, they play early, but then the main event, when 10 p.m. comes, the main act, that's Serie A. Do you agree with me, Larry? Yes or no?
No, I think it depends on whatever country you live.
Oh,
if you're in Spain, La Liga is your main event. That's why they're called domestic leagues, man. Whatever you're from, that's your main event. Simple as that.
Reed says, if the Ballon d'Or award was not partial, Krunic would have won it. He kind of deserves it, man. Come on. So MHM says Benzema, Vinicius, Salah, KDB, Modric. Do you guys? What do you got? Who do you guys think should be in the top 5? Who would you say?
I wouldn't put Modric on top 5.
What?
I would put Mbappe.
We're talking about this season, right? That's how the Ballon d'Or is counted. Not in general, this season. You'd put Mbappe over Modric?
Mm-hmm.
This season? But
Yeah.
Modric schooled Mbappe in the Champions League. How?
That's not how it works, Roy. It's also about it's for domestic success is important, and also it's about statistics. Mbappe scored I think around almost 40 goals. I don't know the exact number this year, but that's why Mbappe is going to be up there for sure. So Mbappe and Benzema are definitely locks.
Okay, but Modric won the Liga too as the main midfielder, yeah?
Yeah, but you could put every Real Madrid player in there for sure. But yeah,
no, you put the Real Madrid players that have been winning Champions Leagues for the past 7 years. You know,
Salah deserves to be in there.
I put Salah in the top 5.
Okay, and Kunku based on his stats.
No way.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying he's gonna win. But he is. I'm reading all the nominees, by the way.
Can you share it? Share
it's just I'm just scrolling through Twitter right now, but
oh my!
I'll read them out on my phone. Kimmich, Salah, and Kunku, Leao, Courtois. Let's see who else. Oh, I think these are just the first ones. Maybe it's. Let's see who else. I think it's starting off with. I think they just released the first few nominees, so those are the ones that were released right now. Those 5 players. I'll let you know if I see any more, but I think for now that's all that's been released. It's the new kind of like the interesting names: Courtois, Leao, Nkunku, Kimmich, and Salah are among the
Probably Lautaro Martinez is gonna be there.
because he scored a goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, but he's a non-international player. I don't think. Yeah, it's gonna be there, Lautaro Martinez. I don't know Juventus is gonna have any player in there in that league.
Hey Skillard, I've shared my Twitter screen so many times, dude. So funny jokes. Benzema, yeah, I think Benzema's so because he's French, he's gonna get an advantage too. But he's definitely gonna win. Like he deserves it.
Yeah, Benzema is definitely going to win it. I mean, if he doesn't win it, it'll be very strange for me. Comunque devono cambiare i criteri del pallone d'oro, i portieri e i difensori sono sfavorizzati, i centrocampisti un po' meglio, gli attaccanti sono favorizzati. Yeah, è vero. Cioè se fai gol vinci il pallone d'oro, però se non li fai fare gol non lo vinci. A meno che ti chiami Fabio Cannavaro, il più grande difensore degli ultimi 30 anni, Fabio Cannavaro. Mettici anche Maldini lì. Maldini, Cannavaro, Baresi, etc. Well, Real Madrid were lucky this year. None of the games that they won were they the better team. What? Oh, well, Egan Adams is a Liverpool fan, by the way. So I understand why you might be a little bit upset with Madrid. But for me, Madrid was incredible this year. Incredible. Incredible. The way they beat all these big teams just with knowledge, experience, and just being calm, cool, relaxed. I thought it was an incredible performance by Madrid. Sanjar says Bernardo Silva, Luis Diaz, Lewandowski, Trent, Vinicius. Really? Yeah, it really was actually a beautiful goal. All right, guys, how many likes are we at, by the way? Are we close to 100? Did we get to 100 today? I don't think so, yeah? Let's see. We are at 67 likes, guys. 67. Let's go to 70. Let's finish it at 70 likes, and we'll take 70 today. It's all good. Lart, so tell us a little bit about Albania and the Adriatic.
Sorry, guys, I'm eating some fries. That was amazing, man. I needed like a 10 days holiday. The weather was hot, super hot. The landscape was amazing. The sea, everything was. I don't know what to say, man. It was just beautiful.
Hey guys, I have to sign out because I've stayed longer. I have some Man City fan channels to go to right now, so no, just kidding. But I have to say goodbye,
okay.
and hopefully we will do a live tomorrow or Sunday or something tomorrow for the game. We'll see.
Okay.
All right, see you guys
Later.
Forza Milan.
See ya.
Peace out.
All right. How are you feeling for the season, Roy?
Confident. Very confident. I think we're going to kick some major ass. My feeling is that we are going to not struggle against the smaller teams like we did last season. And this is the season in which the team now has enough experience to know how to beat the smaller teams, and that is going to be one of the key factors in order to get a lot of points, is beating those smaller teams. I'm not too worried about the bigger teams because I know that Milan is always motivated when they play against the bigger teams, and it's usually open football. And when we play open football, we have pretty good chances of winning. The concern, even last season, the concern was what are we going to do against the smaller teams? And this time around, I feel like the team now has grown enough to know how to beat the smaller teams. That is really the thing that I think is going to set us apart and bring us to have a really good season. As far as the bigger teams, Inter and Juve and Roma are a little bit worrying. Napoli also. But I think we have a team that is good enough to beat those two. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really optimistic this season. I hope we get a defender and we're done. We can win everything. We can win even Coppa Italia. We can aim for both the two titles, Serie A and Coppa Italia.
Well, the
That'd be
Coppa
interesting.
Italia is favorable because our table is not bad. Yeah. It's like in order to get to the final, we're not going to be getting nor Inter or Juve, but we will be getting Napoli or Roma. So it's not, we don't have to go through those two teams, which in Coppa Italia, those two teams, for some reason, they love winning the Coppa Italia, not, Inter and Juve. MHM says, guys, some news for Ziyech or no? Yes, the news for Ziyech is that right now Milan has pulled out of the race for Ziyech, and they're not interested in signing him anymore. So it is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, thank you, Lord Cringe, for smashing the like button before the stream began. Thank you. Guido Meloni, Signor Guido Meloni. If we get a midfielder and defender, we'll have three players each position. No one can stop us. Guido, always very confident in Milan. Please do a pre and post game on Saturday. It will great. It will great ever game. Yeah, it'll be. I think we are going to do that stuff. We missed out big time on Enzo Fernandez. True, true, true. We should have pounced on that one since we're
Is
still
this
looking to
guy
build
good?
him. Yeah, he is good. He's going to be one of Argentina's best midfielders. Coming up. He's one of
Where he's
those.
going to play?
He plays in Benfica.
Oh, so he's not gonna move from.
No, no, no. He was in Argentina. We were interested in him. We almost got him, but there was the whole Sanchez debate. Are we going to get him or are we going to get Sanchez? So Milan decided to go for Sanchez, and Fernandez ended up going to Benfica. But he's having so far 3 games, 3 goals, and he's looking very good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's an opportunity lost. He's still a youngster. He's still what, 21, 22. But it looks like he was going to be, one of the next Argentinian midfielders from the national team. They always produce good players. How's the EPL nonsense propaganda going on in England right now that the league has started?
Uh, oh, they are giving some chances to Conte. They're starting to question: can Conte challenge Liverpool and Man City? I said it before that if he can win the league, Conte can win the league, and probably it's gonna happen. I don't see Liverpool being solid enough. Probably Man City is struggling a bit as well. It's gonna be an interesting Premier League. A good show. I'm gonna follow it. What's this?
Yeah, I'm not going to care like I normally don't about the Premier League. Let's
Why not?
just. I don't care about the EPL, bro. I don't have any time for that. Zero time. Guys, have you watched the Yassin Ali interview on Serie A channel? No, we haven't. Is it new? I just wanted to see all the teams. So this is basically Milan. This is what it's going to look like. You can see it, right?
Yep.
So we already went through this. Yeah, this should be an. I mean, Delofeu is good. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They have a decent team, but we're going to dominate this team, and we have a super offensive team. It's super offensive. Let's look at what Sampdoria Atalanta is going to look like because they're going to be playing at the same time, I believe. So Atalanta, Toloi, Okoli, Jim City, not a bad defense to be honest with you. Mele, Koopmeners, Darun. I mean, that's a good midfield. That's a damn good midfield. Pazalic, Zabata, Muriel. This is a good team. Maybe we're still underestimating. I love this formation. 3-4-1-2. I love this formation.
Bro, you are underestimating. I put them on a conference league.
Yeah, maybe I underestimated them. Um, what about Sampdoria? Man, Sampdoria does not look good at all. Villar. Okay, so he came from Roma. Juricic, Caputo, Aduero. Sampdoria is going to struggle, huh? Sampdoria looks like they're going to struggle a lot. What about Lecce versus Inter? So Lecce, no Colombo. I wanted to see Colombo, but no Colombo. Don't know much of this team. What about Inter? Inter looking really good. Bastoni, De Vrij, Skriniar, very good. Dumfries, Gosens on the sides. That's world class. Wing backs. Barella, Brozovic, Çalhanoğlu. Çalhanoğlu, your favorite player, Laird, right? That's your favorite player.
Shut up.
Shut up. We're gonna make a shirt with that. Lautaro Lukaku. How many goals is Lukaku gonna score?
In this game,
No, in Serie A.
I don't know, 20, 25.
Who scores the winner Saturday?
Diaz.
Diaz is gonna score.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. All right, 25. That's not bad. What about Monza Torino? All right, so Torino is Milanchuk, Sanabria, Ricci. Wow, Ricci is good. Aina, not bad from. The defense is really weak. That defense is really weak. I don't know. Don't know. Well, here it is. Monza playing with the 3-5-2. Interesting. Ranocchia, Marlon Carboni, Caprari. He's really good. No Sensi, no Pessina. What's going on? Indisponibili. Pessina is not available. Panchina. Okay. All right. What about Fiorentina Cremonese? Fiorentina. Biraghi, Igor, Milankovic, Dodo, Bonaventura, Amrabat, Male, Sotiljovic, Gonzalez. It's all right. It should be a team that should do well to get in the Conference League. They should do well. Cremonese, not very familiar with these players, so I don't know. I know this player. You remember this guy, Laird?
Yeah. I miss him.
Yeah, he was a good player back in when he played for Milan last season. Lazio Bologna. Bologna with a decent squad here. So yeah, it's a pretty good squad from Bologna. Lazio Zaccagni, Immobile, Felipe Anderson, Basic, Cataldi. Wow, this midfield is not super. Romagnoli. How do you think Romagnoli's going to do? You think he's going to have a good season?
Yeah, he's gonna have a good season, okay season.
Hey guys, I asked in the chat how many goals Lukaku is going to score in his post. What do you mean in his post? In his post? Sul primo palo? You said 25. Luigi Timpano, Milanista Doc. Come stiamo ragazzi? Laert, il Cassano di RossonARI TV is back.
No.
Salernitana Roma. Ooh, I can't believe you don't rate Roma. How can you not rate Roma? Look at that team. Ibanez, Mole, Mancini, Rui Patricio, decent. Zalewski, Matic, Pellegrini, Karlsdrop. Not bad. And they have Wijnaldum. Is he available? Disqualificati nessuno? Okay, so they're all available. Cristante, Spinazzola, Shamuradov, El Shaarawy, Wijnaldum, Felix. They're starting to get some depth too. They don't look bad. Come on, Laird.
I don't know. Nothing exciting to me.
Oh, own goal. Own goal. How many own goals is Lukaku going to score?
I don't know, maybe one.
Did he score an own goal in the final of the Europa League?
Maybe.
I don't remember. All right, Spezia Empoli, the main event. Spezia Empoli. Okay, Destro, Bayrami. Nah, Parisi. Come on, Ismaili. There's no way this team is relegated. I really don't think so. Maybe you're right. Let's see. Spezia, Nzola, Verde. Okay, not too familiar with their players. All right, Verona Napoli. My favorite player of the Serie A, Kvaratskhelia. Mamma mia, ragazzi, che giocatore. So they're going to play with a 4-3-3. They have been playing with a 4-2-3-1, but I think they're going to be changing to a 4-3-3 now. We'll see how this guy does. Kim, the new guy. Anguissa, Laboca, Zelinski. Nice. That's a really good team. What about Verona, Lasagna, Henry? Milan is looking to get this player right here or this one. Are you familiar with these guys? Tameze and Ilic?
Kameza is good.
You know him?
Yeah, he is good. Ilic, I don't know.
I don't remember any of these guys. All right, and then last one, Juventus Sassuolo. Let's see what they're going to look like. So Sassuolo, very bad defense. Mamma mia, that defense is very poor. Also, they're going with a 4-3-3 now, huh? This team looks weaker than last year.
Raspadori is not playing, yeah?
No, Raspadori might be going to Napoli, but there's some rumors linking him to Milan too, actually. Look at Juventus. Bremer, Bonucci, Danilo. That's a beautiful three at the back. That's a beautiful three at the back. Midfield, Quadrado is perfect for this position. Kostic perfect for that position. Fagioli was the best player of the Serie B last season. He's one of these young Italians that is going to start kicking ass. Locatelli, Di Maria. It's not a bad. It's pretty good. Pretty good squad. Pretty good squad. All right, Light. We're good to close now. Let's see how many likes we've gotten. 67 likes. 76 likes. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Anything you want to close with?
No, man, it's really hot in London. I'm struggling. I'm slow on the thinking, on the doing things. I just want to say Forza Milan. Hopefully we win tomorrow. We need to start well. If we start well, we know how it's going to end up. We're winning this one. Just let's get 5 wins in a row and let's go for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Forza Milan to everybody. And guys, thank you for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow. I'm definitely not available. Maybe, Lart. Are you doing a watch along tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. Maybe Ari is gonna do one or Antonio, but I'm gonna do a post match the day after. I'm gonna open the chats and everybody talks about the game.
All right. Oh, okay. So Sunday. All right. Good. Well, having said that, guys, I really appreciate everybody that has joined us today. We'll see you next time. Alla prossima. Arrivederci. And like always, Forza, Forza Milan. Peace out. Ciao.
Forza Milan. Ciao.